call it, the home of the Sonoraville Phoenix, as the Darlington Tigers for the second week are on the road before they have their home opener coming up next Friday evening. And they've been here a few times in the past. As a matter of fact, Darlington's had success playing against Sonoraville in history, leading the series 4-0. The last meeting was back in 2019, where Darlington here at the Furnace notched a 38-28 exciting victory. And so they're hoping that trend continues against a very, very good football program tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The Sonoraville team has plenty of talent, plenty of depth, and a lot of good fan support, as we're seeing here, by a great turnout here tonight.
No question about it. So we'll talk a little bit more about the matchup as we move along throughout our pregame today. Also, a little bit later on, we're going to have a conversation with Tommy Atha. Was able to catch up with him yesterday over at the Lakeside down in the Huffman Center and chat with him about this year's team, this game specifically. And I got to tell you, man, to be there down at Darlington School this week and be in that atmosphere, talk to Coach Atha, feel his excitement, all that kind of stuff, just gets you fired up for the season. He is really, really ready to get this thing rocking and rolling tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, one of the big storylines here, man, I know they have a game under their belt, but replacing a lot of skill players from last year, but bringing back the big boys in the trenches makes that a whole heck of a lot easier.
It really does. Of course, I know we'll talk more in detail with Coach about this a little bit later, but just before the season started, it was announced that Gatlin Hancock and Gus Gamage, some of the big linemen that we talk about, were both named All-State preseason players, and that's a huge honor, and I look forward to you hearing that conversation with Coach Atha on the radio in just a little bit about those guys, and not only what they bring to the table in terms of their size, their experience, and also their ability on the football field, but in terms of character in the classroom, in the locker room, and out in the community. Just great leaders for this team. And then also, when you're talking about the line, you got to talk about Bryant Powell. I know you had all three of those guys at your studio at V3 when you were putting together your preview for this year, and I know that you were really impressed with those young men, and they're excited about the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Great attitudes, great focus, and just physical specimens. And they're going to get it done up front on both sides of the ball. We saw that consistency last year from this Darlington team, and to have those anchors on your line of scrimmage while you break in some new skill players. I mean, gone are Patrick Shelley, Jack Payne, Jack Good takes over at quarterback. These are going to be the storylines we follow, but when you know you can get behind those big boys and run the ball and lean on that a little while you get the skill players their experience, is just a huge advantage for the Tigers.
And like you say, while you do miss guys like Patrick Shelley, Caleb Thompson's another one that carried a lot of the load running the football last year. Eli's back this year.
Still a Thompson back there.
He's going to have a big year, no question about it. You get McKay Rush back as a wide receiver. He missed some of the year last year with an injury. Let's see, who else have you got?
Talon Shire, man. He had a great season last year.
Fantastic receiver. Demarion Floyd, very athletic, fast kid running the football. Tommy Bethel's back. He'll play as a wide receiver also. Does some great things on defense as well. So even though you did lose some guys, you got a lot of guys coming back. So it may take a little bit of time for them to get to where they want to be with a new quarterback and a new way of doing things because of some of the guys that are gone. But I don't think it's going to take very long. I think they're going to be clicking pretty quick.
Well, you're going to miss Caleb Thompson, and you're going to miss Alan Cordero and guys like that. But you've got a three-headed monster at running back with Eli, D. Floyd, and then don't forget about Bowden Owens, the guy who can pick up those tough 2 to 3 yards when you need them most. So they've got plenty of guys that can pound the rock. And then Timmy Smith was getting in the mix last week. He had some good carries in the game down in Orlando. So they've got the guys, man. It's just about getting the experience under the lights, and they got it last week. Now they're going to get another road test tonight.
No doubt. And going back to talking about Jack Good, one of the things that the Darlington coaching staff does a very good job of, obviously they stay in the present, prepare for the current games, all those kind of things, but they're always a step ahead in terms of getting ready for the future. And so when you look back over the last few years, Jack Good's got some good reps in games, so it's not like he comes into this situation unprepared and unexperienced to get out there and have this be his team. So I know the team has a lot of faith in what he can do, and I think we're going to see big things from Jack this season.
Those three guys we talked about that were in the studio couldn't have nicer things to say about Jack Good and how he was prepared performing, they're excited that he's their quarterback. That says a lot to me. But I remember going and watching them scrimmage Callaway before last season started, and he got tons of reps in that game. So, yeah, Coach Atha and the staff do a great job getting these players the experience at every opportunity. They did it last week, getting a lot of young guys in.
Yeah, when you look at the score from last week's game, it was 28-16. But if you watch the game, it was 28-0 at half, and they had a running clock in the second half, and you got a lot of guys, getting some experience in that game. So again, the score of that game doesn't really tell the story at all. Well, Ian, we got to take a break, but when we come back, can you tell we're fired up, man? I mean, we just want to keep this segment going because we're having so much fun and getting ready for Darlington football tonight here from Sonoraville. But we got to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to have a conversation for you with head coach Tommy Atha. I don't believe you'll be able to hear this over the video, so if you want to check out 96.9 FM, 1410 AM, or WLAQ1410.com and listen live, you can check out that 10-minute interview and listen to that, and then get back to the video and all that good stuff. But anyway, we're glad you're with us. You're listening to Darlington Football, a tradition right here on WLAQ, and also the Darlington School video stream from their YouTube channel. We're going to send it back to the studio for a break, and then we'll have Coach Atha when we come back after these messages in about 3 minutes.
Generally speaking, not going to beat themselves. Pretty well disciplined.
Here, I'm becoming who I want to be.
Here, I am looking toward my future.
Here, we learn from our failures so that we may soon succeed.
Here, we're passionate about learning and trying new things every day.
Here, we search for new perspectives and cultures so we can better understand the world.
Because at Darlington, we know we're in the most trusted hands.
As we discover new passions and learn more about ourselves through academics,
Athletics,
fine arts,
and service to our community, we show our versatility as we choose different pathways to our goals.
this is our home.
We embrace challenges and persevere, even when something seems impossible.
We collaborate and create to take our place in the world.
We know that together we can make an impact.
This is our moment, our time.
Graduates today, Darlington forever.
My name is Ryan Somerville. I am the sales manager for Business Water Solutions. We do water purification coolers as well as ice machines for any size business. We're on campus right now at Darlington School. Super happy to be here. They're one of our biggest customers. I myself played sports here. Our two founders played sports here. It was absolutely our pleasure to be a sponsor for Darlington Athletics. I think one thing that really sets us apart is our water purification. There's 13 stages. The reverse osmosis part of it has been a huge part of our success, along with our 24-hour guarantee for service calls. So when a customer does call us, we're then guaranteed within 24 hours. We were able to provide a touchless water system to make it more COVID-friendly in terms of germs and touching the water system. One thing I always say is we're not selling a product, we're selling our service. That's what we really push for every single day, is to have a customer service experience like they've never had before.
Uta and me and you. She's taking her phone to Nathan. Uta, are you still on here? Oh, okay. It's gonna be able to call him. To call who? You. It's to talk with him in the trailer. Oh, okay. Hello? Say it again. Can you hear me? Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, I am on the cheerleaders right now. I am on the cheerleaders right now.
Okay, so you're on the cheerleaders and Noah is just kind of on the field.
Noah, move your camera somewhere. Go over there. Band is coming in right now.
At Darlington, we're proud to wear purple and white.
Because Tigers strive for greatness.
In the classroom and on the field.
We know that we can do anything, be anything,
achieve anything.
We're part of a program that is 100% dedicated to nourishing our minds and our bodies.
As teammates, we push each other further than we ever thought we could go.
Because every single one of us has something to contribute.
We practice hard so that when we compete, we can leave it all out on the field.
With each win, we build confidence.
With each loss is a lesson.
Our coaches teach us more than technique.
They prepare us to be good teammates,
friends, and people.
We face adversity together
and push through to reach our goals.
We may struggle,
but we will never give up.
Because today,
tomorrow, forever.
We're Darlington Tigers.
At Darlington, we find our confidence in discovering who we are.
In the classroom and on stage.
The opportunities are endless.
Our creativity knows no bounds as we take risks,
explore opportunities,
and stretch our minds.
Together with our teachers,
we use what we've learned to create beauty,
to tell stories,
to inspire. We discover new passions
while allowing existing ones to flourish.
We know that we can do anything,
be anything,
achieve anything.
We give our time to something greater than ourselves. Whether we're sketching,
singing,
writing,
or acting, we find new ways to express ourselves
and share our talents with the world. We know that our ideas and contributions matter, and we take great pride in that.
Because today,
tomorrow, forever.
We're Darlington Tigers.
Can you hear him when he's saying stuff now? We have got to get better mics. This is awful. We're just gonna have to make.
I kind of zoom out just a little bit, Pippin. Real slow. Real slow. That was good. That's good. I'm gonna cut to Noah on the flag.
Noah, he's cutting to you on the flag. He's on you, Noah. Could you hear that?
Coming back to you, Pippin. Good job. Hold it steady. Looking good. I'll bring some music up.
can say this about every football game, but where are the games won or lost?
You know where they're won and lost, Matt. It's in the trenches, and both of these teams are stout up front, so this battle is going to be a fun one to watch.
No doubt about it. You got to win the battle up front. Also, you always got to avoid turnovers, of course, especially in the early part of the season. You're trying to get some kinks worked out, things of that nature. So you want to try to avoid the turnovers, penalties, all those kind of mistakes that sometimes you see a little bit more of at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. And last year, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but Darlington's turnover margin was excellent in their favor. They did a good job of holding on to the ball, and they did a great job of turning over the other team. And it was a huge reason for their success. So they'll try to keep that trend rolling here in 2022.
Now, as far as Sonoraville is concerned, one of the things that you will see, they've got some different guys that they distribute the ball to, but it all goes through their starting quarterback, Jackson Pate. You may recognize the name. His dad, Denver Pate, is the head coach of this football team. This is his 6th season as head coach, and Jackson had 200 yards passing, 2 touchdown passes, 114 yards rushing, and a rushing touchdown versus Pickens last week. So I would assume that Kevin Hunt and Coach Atha put their heads together in terms of a defensive game plan that involves trying to figure out what to do about him.
Yeah, I know Sonoraville likes to spread the ball around to a lot of different playmakers, so you're going to have to focus on more than just Pate in the backfield, but that's where it starts. So they're going to have to get after him, and hopefully what you want as a coach is to get after him with the front four and not have to bring too much pressure. But Darlington has done a good job in the past of really hiding the designs on their blitzes. They've got Joel Lowenberg back there ready to come after him. Now the sophomore, no longer the freshman.
I'm going to miss saying that.
Yeah, I know. But I think Darlington will have a good scheme to get after Pate and try to make him uncomfortable and keep him out of rhythm.
Let's talk a little bit more about this coaching matchup. It is hard to believe that this is Tommy Atha's 21st season as the head coach at Darlington, and he was there a while as an assistant coach for Jerry Sharp before he took over the helm. So he's been at Darlington a long time, and it's gone by in a flash.
Yeah, it's amazing, and the sustained success that he's had is a testament to his coaching style and his effort, not just to be a good coach, but a mentor to all these kids that have come and played for him.
No doubt about it. Let's talk about that. 169 wins, 65 losses, 6 region championships under his tutelage. Of course, the last one was last year in 7A private. Then in 2015, 2014 in 7AA, 2009, 10, and 11 in 6A. His teams have only missed the playoffs twice in his entire career as head coach, and in 2009 his team made it to the semifinals. He's never had a losing season, which is pretty unbelievable.
It is. It really is. That is absolutely remarkable, if you ask me. And his success in the postseason has been great as well. Got another region championship last year, which is the goal. You know that. I mean, yeah, these games early in the season are to build this team chemistry, find out what you've got, get some experience. They don't count towards your region record, but Tommy always likes to get his guys ready for region play. They're going to have a test on their hands tonight. This Sonoraville team is no joke.
They are definitely not that. Well, let's talk about the captains for tonight's team. Sonoraville Phoenix playing at home. They will have Brant Bryant, that's hard for me to say, number 17, Jackson Pate, we've talked about him, junior quarterback. Number 24, Zach Lyles, a senior. Number 35, Tristan Mullins, he is a senior. And now for your Darlington Tigers and their first captains here, I should say the second group of captains for the season. And we weren't at the game last week, so I keep thinking this is game 1, but it is not. For the Tigers, you're going to have number 10, Jack Good, starting quarterback, a senior. Number 51, Gatlin Hancock, a senior offensive lineman. Also Gus Gamage, and then Chandler Bagby, and that's your captains for tonight's game. And who did you catch? Who won the toss?
I believe Darlington won and deferred. So we'll see here.
Yep. Nope.
No. Or maybe Sonoraville
won and deferred. I did see the signal for defer, but I was looking at my sheet for the captains, and I missed that part. So it looks like we're going to see Darlington's offense to start the game.
Tigers' offense will try to set the tone here as we are 43 seconds from kickoff. Toe meets leather shortly, Matt.
No kidding. It is hard to believe it. So we're going to keep it right here and not take a break right at this moment and continue our conversation. We do have some other games from around the area that we're going going to be keeping an eye on, of course, our Murchie's at Gordon Lee, Coosa at Woodland, Pepperell's at Model. That's one that everybody's keeping an eye on. Jeff Honeycutt actually playing at Woodard Tuggle out at Model, but against his alma mater. You've got Lithonia at Rome at Barron Stadium, Calhoun at Gardendale, Alabama, Jonesboro at Cartersville, Callaway at Cedartown, Rockmart at Cass, Tryon at Lafayette. Those are the main games that we'll be keeping an eye on throughout the evening. The Tigers are going to make their grand entrance with their Tigers flags and Tiger Paw. And then, of course, you've got Sonoraville about to make their grand entrance. We got 12 minutes on the clock, and it's almost go time from the Furnace here in Gordon County. Now, I got a question for you. I've never been able to figure this out. When I look at the school, it looks like Sonoraville has a Calhoun address. Is this actually in Calhoun?
You're going to have to find that out from somebody else, man. I'm not sure.
Now the Sonoraville Phoenix are going to run out on the field. They've got their flags, and then also going to run through the banner that says, "Welcome to the dark side." And here they come out onto the field, and a big, big round of applause here from the Sonoraville fans that have come out in droves here to watch this football game. As, of course, the Darlington fans are on the opposite side from where we're sitting. They brought a good group of folks here for this game tonight, and we're going to have a great atmosphere for a football game.
Absolutely, Matt. And one of the things I'm most excited about this season is the proximity of our games because of the realignment, man. I really think it's going to add to the atmosphere because you're going to see teams travel. Their fans are going to travel really well to go support them on the road because it's not a long drive.
Well, I did want to mention hello to our buddy Steve Conrad, who was the longtime voice on the radio of the Darlington Tigers, also the video stream. He was going to be with us tonight here for this broadcast, and unfortunately he came up with an injury, so he can't be with us today, but hopefully he'll be back with us later on in the season. So anyway, we're glad to have you along with us, Steve, and we miss you, man. We can't wait to see you again.
I was really looking forward to having Steve on the broadcast, so we're sad that he couldn't make it, and maybe we can get another game in this season.
Well, it's good to see him because he's a great friend, but it's also awesome for ratings because let me tell you, man, that man bleeds purple. He loves Darlington, and Darlington loves him, no doubt about it. We got two men back here for the Tigers. You got Talon Shirey on the far side working from right to left, also Eli Thompson, and the ball just about teed up and ready to go as we get ready for the Sonoraville Phoenix to kick it off from left to right. Handling the kickoff duties is going to be Cole Desrosier. I think I should have asked the other broadcasters in the booth to help me with some names first. That is going to be end over end, and it drops in right in front of Talon Shirey. He gets a nice block, cuts off to the right side, and he's going to be brought down right around the 20-yard line. So average field position for the Tigers to start things off.
Yeah, it'll be a short kick fielded on one hop by Shirey, and good coverage there by the Sonoraville special teams.
So the Tigers get ready to go to the line of scrimmage here on the road at the Furnace in Gordon County. And they're going to start off just right at the 20-yard line here on their own side of the field. They are in their white uniforms with purple numerals and letters. Got the beautiful purple tiger paw on the helmets. Man, those are sharp-looking uniforms. Classic.
Absolutely. Like the crisp all-white look they've come out with here.
They will line up in a looks like a pistol formation. Two wide receivers on the far side, one on the near. Good sends one in motion. There's the snap. He's going to hand it off. They run. That's going to be Bowden Owens. Yeah. And not a lot of running room there.
May have lost a half a yard.
And I think you're right. So that's going to be no gain at best. Second down and a long 10 here for the Darlington Tigers as they set up shop here for this second down. Two wide receivers on the far side, one on the near. They're going to spread it out a little bit more this time. Running back in the backfield here with Jack Good. He's going to hand it off. They go. Actually, he's going to run it off to the right side, picks up 3 or 4 yards. And Jack Good did a good job selling the fake there, didn't he?
He did, absolutely. He followed through and continued his play action while Bowden Owens was able to pick up a good gain and make this third and manageable. It'll be third and a long 5.
So the Tigers back to the line of scrimmage here, as you mentioned, for a 3rd and 5. We played a minute of this game, just underway here from the Furnace. Matt Davis and Ian Griffin with you tonight of the play-by-play call on WLAQ and the Darlington School YouTube channel. Coming in for this set's Demarion Floyd, and I got to tell you, defense has got to be careful around him because if he gets loose into that second level, he can beat you.
He had a long run last week for a touchdown where he went untouched.
There's the snap, a little high, pulled down, and running with it's Demarion Floyd. Gets a head full of steam and gets a first down. He picked up about 5 or 6 yards.
Yeah, nice pick up there on third down for the Tigers to keep this drive going.
I got a feeling we're going to call Demarion Floyd's name a lot this season.
Yeah, he looks like he's grown a little bit as far as his height's concerned, and he's definitely bulked up from last season.
And he's also an excellent basketball player. I always enjoy watching him play basketball, no question about it. Little shifting around here of personnel here for the Darlington Tigers as they get ready for a fresh set of downs. This time they set up at the 36-yard line, still on their side of the field. Shotgun formation, 3-wide set. They're going to hand it off to Floyd. He runs to the near side, cuts inside, and down to the 50. He's across the 50, down to the 30, the 20, 15, 10, 5. Bye-bye. He's going to the end zone, ladies and gentlemen. Demarion Floyd, D-man for the first touchdown of the football game. A big-time run.
Just a simple sweep play there and well blocked, and Demarion Floyd put on the afterburners. Nobody touched him on that touchdown run, man. What a play.
64 yards for pay dirt for Demarion Floyd, and the Tigers are on the board just like that, 6-0 with 9:56 left to go here in our opening quarter of play. Wow, what a run.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, the first 3 downs has 3 yards and a cloud of dust here and there, and then you end up getting the big play for the touchdown and a great start for this Darlington offense.
Indeed. We got the PAT coming up. This is going to be Rylan Scott, who was money last year for the Darlington Tigers. Definitely good to see that young man back out on the field. So here comes the snap. Hold looks good. Kick on the way, and it's right through the uprights, and that's going to make it 7-0. Solid kick there from Rylan Scott.
Yeah, absolutely. The Tigers have a great tradition at that place kicker position, and Rylan Scott had a great year last year. I think he converted all but 2 PATs on the season, and Darlington was in the end zone a lot. So he was excellent last year, and he looks to build on that again as he is 5 for 5 on the season.
So now we get the opportunity to see the Sonoraville offense here for the first time of this football game. I'll go ahead and mention to you their first game was a success. They played here at home, beat Pickens 27-16 right here at the Furnace. And, of course, they play here at home tonight. And then next week they have another home game in which they will face a really tough team, and that's Dalton. So
yeah, you know the Catamounts aren't going to stay down long. They had an off season last year, but that's a proud program, so that should be a good matchup. What a tough start for Sonoraville. But that's what prepares you for region play and playoff runs. I think you're seeing that trend continue, Matt, don't you think?
Oh, no question about it. Darlington Tigers get ready to tee it up here from the 40-yard line. They'll kick it away to the Sonoraville Phoenix. They'll get their first possession of the football game. And glad to have you with us tonight on the broadcast. I don't think I've mentioned anything about the weather, but, man, it's cooperating tonight. 89 degrees, sunny skies, few clouds in the sky, but it is a really nice August night. It's hot, but it's not as hot as you typically expect to see at this time of year.
I'm sure it's not as hot as it was in Orlando for these guys last Saturday.
I heard it was absolutely brutal. End over end, this is going to be brought out at around the 15-yard line, and he's going to be dropped at around the 20. Did the ball come out?
No, D. Floyd got him on the tackle there. Nice high kick with good hang time, allowed the coverage team to get down and make a play. And one thing that Darlington does on these kickoffs, they mix it up a lot. They'll go with that angular high kick. Sometimes they'll squib it, and the onside is always in play.
So the Phoenix will get their offense out onto the field for the first time of the football game. One of the things that you're going to see from this team, we obviously talked about their quarterback. They like to spread the ball around, and right now they're going to spread everybody out in a shotgun formation. They got some big physical linemen up front. We talked about that battle up front throughout this game being something to watch for sure. Well, actually, quarterback is going to line up in a pistol. Here comes the snap to him. He's going to hand it off. They go off to the left side of the formation, and they pick up about 3 yards. So that's a successful play for Sonoraville to get things started on offense.
Yeah, he was greeted immediately, but kept those legs driving, picked up as much yardage as he could.
Second
I didn't catch
hard to see these numbers.
Yeah, they are. They're Sonoraville's wearing black pants. They got red jerseys. You've got black letters and numerals with white outline, but something about them, it just makes it kind of difficult to see the numbers. So this is going to be a shotgun formation, 2 wide here on the near side. Sonoraville working from left to right here on 2nd and 7. They're going to hand it off again. This time they try to come around to the near side, but they are greeted by a host of Tigers, and they kill his forward momentum. That was number 24, Zach Lyles, with a carry, but he was really going nowhere.
Yeah, absolutely. He was greeted right at the line of scrimmage, got 1 yard, and his momentum was stopped cold. That was Gatlin Hancock and Gus Gamage in there to put a body on him, and then he was gang tackled by the rest of the Tiger defense.
3rd down and 6 here for the Sonoraville Phoenix with the ball on the 25-yard line, still on their side of the field. Tigers up 7-0 if you've just tuned in. There's the snap. Pate has got the football in his hands. He's got company. Gatlin Hancock got in there, but you also had a couple of other Tigers. I saw Slade Clevenger run in there, and one other young man. Did you catch his number?
Yeah, I'm trying to catch it. I think it's 42. Logan Floyd. He came in late and cleaned house. A great pursuit there by the Tigers. That was a weird play. I thought they were going to get a procedure penalty. The wide receiver out left didn't even move when the ball was snapped, so looked a little disjointed there from Sonoraville, and they go 3 and out on their first drive.
Shire's going to be back at around the 50-yard line at midfield here to try to return the punt. Try to catch the young man's number that's about to handle the punting duties. They'll snap to him right in front of the goal line on Sonoraville's side of the field. He boots it in the air. Pretty nice kick. Drops in at the 50. Takes a Sonoraville bounce. Picked up by Shire, and he's dropped at the 40-yard line. So good kick coverage there by Sonoraville.
Oh, no doubt about it. Shire gambled there, catching that ball on the bounce. That always makes me a little nervous, but he was tackled immediately, secured the ball. And Darlington will have great field position to start their second drive with the nose of the football just across their own 40-yard line.
So the Tigers back at the line of scrimmage on offense, leading the game 7-0. We've got 7:41 left to go here in our opening quarter of Game 2 of the regular season. Tigers off to a great start, coming into the game 1-0 after a 28-16 victory down in Orlando against Schuylkill Haven. Did I say that right?
Well done, Matt. Well done.
I was worried about that if we were going to broadcast the game last week. 3 wide receiver set. There's the snap. Good's going to hand it off, running around the right side. That's going to be Eli Thompson, and he picks up about 6 or 7 yards. Great first carry of this football game.
Yeah, so Darlington has run a total of 5 plays, and 3 different Tigers have run the rock so far. Bowden Owens, Demarion Floyd, and now Eli Thompson getting in on the action, and a great gain on first down of 6, almost 7 yards.
2nd down and 4 here for the Tigers with the ball on the 46-yard line, still on their side of the field, threatening to get it into Phoenix territory. Shotgun formation, 5 wide receivers, empty backfield here for this particular snap. Good looks off to the sidelines, is going to run up to the line of scrimmage. Gives some instructions right there up front, takes the snap, drops back, 2-step drop, puts it in the air, and it sails over the head of Eli Thompson. I like the way they were thinking, but the execution just didn't happen for him on that play.
Yeah, I mean, it was good, had time there. He just misfired. It was high and behind Thompson, who was open on the play.
So the Tigers will go back to the drawing board here for 3rd down and 4. They're going to line up with a couple of wide receivers here to the near side, one on the far side. And you're going to have D-Man Floyd in the backfield there with Jack Good, starting quarterback for the Darlington Tigers. He's going to be shaded to his left. They're rolling that way. The handoff, it's a reverse the other way, going to Demarion Floyd. He's running down the field, a head full of steam. Nobody's going to catch him. He's in the end zone. Touchdown number 2 for the Tigers. Touchdown number 2 for Mr. D-Man Floyd. My goodness, another massive run for Demarion Floyd.
That was a 54-yard TD to tack on to the 64-yard touchdown he had on the last drive. So he's already well over 100 yards, and he wasn't touched on either of those runs. Beautiful play design there, delayed handoff, and it absolutely opened a hole that you could have driven a Mack truck through. Floyd took advantage of that, took it to the house, and Darlington is off to a red-hot start, up 13-0 with the PAT pending.
Looked like the play was going to go one way, went the other way, really fooled the defense. And like you say, he had a massive hole just to run, a lot of green grass in front of him, and he took advantage of it. So 13-0. Here's Ryland Scott on for the PAT. Try to make it 14-0, and he does. So there you go, folks. It's right through the uprights, and we've got a 14-0 ball game with 6 minutes and 39 seconds left here in your first quarter.
And Darlington, everything's going their way right now. This is a quiet capacity crowd here. What do they call it here?
It's the Furnace.
The Furnace is quiet at the moment, Matt, and that's how you like it when you're the road team.
Oh, no question about it. So as you mentioned, Darlington off to a fine start here in this football game. We're glad you're with us for it here on WLAQ and also the Darlington School YouTube channel. Always good to bring you these games, and we're so excited to be here. As a matter of fact, 2 road games to start the season, but Ian, next week, guess where we're going to be? We're going to be at Chris Hunter Stadium at the Lakeside and the friendly confines of Darlington School. So we're excited about that. And it's going to be a familiar foe coming up next week. It'll be the Christian Heritage football team that has been quite a rivalry with the Tigers here lately, to put it lightly.
Yeah, you know, we're all excited about realignment, but if there's one team that they've been playing that we'd like to see them play again, it's Christian Heritage. Those two teams don't care for each other very much.
And again, that's putting it lightly. So there's going to be some fireworks in that game, and that is one of those ones that's on the schedule, which I think they all are. But if you're going to miss one, certainly don't miss that. Well, here comes the kickoff from Ryland Scott from the 40-yard line. It'll be end over end, drops in at around the 15 like the first kickoff from him in this football game, and they're going to drop him right around the 20-yard line again. So they're not allowing any good field position here in this football game for Sonoraville.
No, well covered once again. Just good execution on special teams, something we saw a lot from Darlington last year, and they're continuing it going into this season. There are 3 phases to the game, Matt. You have to execute in all of them, and right now Darlington's clicking on all cylinders.
And you hear that saying, the destiny's in the details, and that's one of the things that the Darlington coaching staff really does a good job of, the details of the fundamentals, team building, everything that goes into having a successful team. So now we'll see Sonoraville line up in a shotgun. Dropping back is going to be Jackson Pate. Puts it in the air. It's going to be wide, the receiver, and it'll be an incomplete pass here to start this series.
We talked about how important it was to get Pate out of rhythm early. Right now he has not found his rhythm yet. Pressure was coming off of the edge. He fired behind and low to his receiver on that attempt.
So 6:28 left to go here in the first quarter of the ball game. Darlington 14, Sonoraville 0.
And you know a thing or two about his dad. You watched him play quarterback at Pepperell, correct?
Oh, yeah. He was a year younger than me, but I definitely remember him, and he's an excellent football coach. Dropping back is Jackson Pate. Going to put it in the air. He's got a good ball in the air, and that is going to be nearly intercepted. It's batted down by Slade Clevenger of the Darlington Tigers, so great defensive play there.
Yeah, absolutely. He was streaking down the middle, and that was a good ball. Clevenger had to go up and high point that to knock it down and break up the pass. Great defense there from the Tigers defender.
This is a little later on down the road tonight, but I do want to remind everybody of a couple of things. We've got the Honeymoon Bakery Icing on the Cake Player of the Game back this year. Always very excited about that. And then at the end of the night, we've got the Rome Orthopedic Center High School Football Scoreboard Show. This is going to be an empty backfield here for Jackson Pate. 5 wide receivers. Dropping back is Pate. He's going to run the football. You see teams do that a pretty good bit, and he's got a head full of steam, and he got about 16, 17 yards. So that play really seemed to fool the defense.
Yeah. Great call there. You're in 3rd and 10. You don't want to make any mistakes. I love the call for the draw right there, and Pate did a great job picking up not just the first down, but some extra yards there as well.
So that's going to put them at the 40-yard line now. Darlington Tigers defense wanting to pin their ears back, not allow this team to get any momentum on offense. As you mentioned, they've had a hard time getting a rhythm. They're going to hand it off here on this play. They found a hole, pick up about 8-9 yards on that first down play.
It's amazing what one successful play can do for the rhythm of an offense. As you see, Sonoraville starting to play with a little more tempo now that they've picked up a first down. And a nice gain there on first down. You'll take 2nd and 1 every time.
Oh, definitely. Wyatt Springfield on the carry there, a senior running back here for the Sonoraville football team. We got 5:28 left to go here in the first quarter. 1st and 10 now for Sonoraville. They run back to the line of scrimmage with 5 wide receivers. Empty backfield again. And taking the snaps, Pate drops back, and he is going to put it in the air and connects with the wide receiver right on the sidelines. That was number 5, Bryant, but that's incomplete. He was out of bounds.
Oh, really? And the ball kind of slipped coming out of Pate's hand there. His receiver was wide open, but just couldn't hold on to the ball, or did he step out of bounds? I couldn't see the boundary, but incomplete, and that sets up a 3rd and still very short. So that's a good time to take a shot.
Indeed. And again, I'm having trouble saying Bryant. I need to practice that a couple of times. That doesn't roll off the tongue for me for some reason. Going to have a couple of wide receivers to the near side, one on the far side here for Jackson Pate, quarterback of Sonoraville. This is 3rd down and 1. He'll take the snap, turns, puts the ball in the air on a screen pass. Receiver bobbles, ball comes out, and let's see what the signal's going to be.
They're going to rule it a fumble, Matt.
They sure are.
And there is no replay here. The refs are getting together here to decide, did he control the ball and make a football move? So there's a little powwow here amongst the Zebras.
What do you think about that?
I thought it was incomplete.
I did too.
I thought it was incomplete, but they're going to stick with the call of fumble. He did put his foot in the ground and move forward, but seeing it once, I thought it was an incomplete pass, but it's a fumble, and Darlington's going to take over. So we won't argue with that, will we?
No doubt about it. 5:02 left to go here, first quarter. Darlington already leading it 14-0. They're going to get the ball back at the 41-yard line on their side of the field and have nice field position as they set up shop. And really, when you look at it, you got those 2 big plays, a 64-yard run for a touchdown, a 54-yard run for a touchdown, and DeMarion Floyd, and they've been getting them with these big plays here in this game so far.
No doubt about it.
Let's see if they can do it again. 4 wide receivers set, 2 on each side, working from right to left are the Tigers. There's the snap. They're going to hand it off. This is a trick play. He handed it off to number 7 for the Tigers, Hendricks Jones, and he can certainly throw the ball. He was looking to throw, but then he got covered up.
The receiver was wide open. He had a window. He missed it, and instead of trying to force it, he pulled it down and ran. So the trick play backfires there. I'm not sure which receiver was over. I think it was number 19, Braden Bell, but he was streaking wide open there for just a second. And we know his father likes to dial up the trick plays, and he went to the well here in the first quarter.
And it was one of those ones, if you follow the Darlington Tigers, you could see it coming because when they handed it off to Hendricks Jones, he's one of their backup quarterbacks. Yeah. So it's like, okay, this is one of the trick plays. 3 wide receivers set. There's the snap. They're going to hand it off to DeMarion Floyd, finds a little bit of a hole, and he gashes them for about 4 or 5 yards there on that second down play.
Yeah,
so good play.
On 2nd and 13, he picked up 8, I believe, because they were back behind the sticks after losing yards, and that got them back into 3rd and manageable once again. But a passing situation. We've only seen Jack Good attempt 1 pass in this game. Will the Tigers continue to ground it out, or will they let Mr. Good take a shot downfield?
Well, we're going to find out here in just a moment. 3rd down and 6, ball on the 45-yard line. Darlington on their side of the field started this drive on their 41 after the fumble. Here comes the snap to Jack Good, and he'll go back to the line of scrimmage. Give it a little information there, and you got 4 wide receivers as we get ready for this play. There's the snap. He'll pull it down, gets ready to throw, puts the ball in the air. He's got an open receiver. Can he cradle it? Yes, he does. He's on his way to the end zone. Ladies and gentlemen, there's the 3rd touchdown of the night for the Darlington Tigers. That was Braden Bell for a nice reception off a great pass from Jack Good, and another big play burns them here in this first quarter. Wow, what a play.
Yeah, absolutely. We wanted to see if they were going to go to the air. They did, and Good put that one high and right in the bread basket for Braden Bell, who took it to the house. So all 3 of Darlington's touchdowns are 50-plus yards, and the guy scoring has been untouched on each and every one of them.
All right, so what was that, about a 55?
52, I think. Yeah, maybe 55.
Let's call it 52-yard pass. I'll defer to you on that.
Actually,
I got so excited.
I marked it at 55 because they were at the 45. So good to Bell for the touchdown.
with 3:12 left to go here in this first quarter. So this has been big plays, the story here for the Darlington Tigers to start the game.
I'm shocked.
Here comes the kick from Scott, and guess what? It is money, and it is 21-0 with 3:12 left to go here in the first quarter. This is not at all how I think anybody here was expecting this game to start for either side.
No, absolutely not. I thought this was going to be kind of a low-scoring, grinded-out defensive struggle, and Sonoraville had something going on their last drive, and that fumble just killed all their momentum, and Darlington has put the pedal to the metal and has a 3-score lead early. There's a lot of football left to be played, but what a start for the Tigers.
No doubt about it. And as we mentioned, coming up next week on the schedule, you got Christian Heritage at home, then Northwest Whitfield, a team that beat Pepperell in Lindale last week. They'll come calling there on the 16th after a bye week, which will be on the 9th. And that ought to be a great matchup. And then you get into region play, and I know at halftime we'll spend more time talking about how this 7A Division I region breaks down. And we've talked about it a lot, Ian. It feels like the old AA region with a lot of the teams that are in it. And it gets you fired up, gives me goosebumps thinking about some of those games coming up down the road.
Yeah, I'm excited about getting to go to some of our old haunts. We haven't gone out and called games at a lot of these places. I know I'm looking forward to a reunion out there at our Armurchie, getting back in that press box. Me and you called a lot of games there in the early days. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see Darlington compete against these local teams. And again, I think we're going to have some great environments.
Indeed, and with a 21-0 lead with 3:12 left to go, very, very quiet on this side of the stands here at the Furnace. And Ryland Scott gets ready to tee it up at the 40 and kick it back to this Sonoraville team. And Sonoraville right now at this point of the game, they desperately need something good to happen, a spark here to get them in this contest. So the Tigers get ready to kick it off and run into the football. Again, Ryland Scott, who's perfect with his PATs tonight, he'll kick it over in the corner as they've done in this game, and this one's going to roll out of bounds right at around the 23. So this will be the best field position Sonoraville's had.
Yeah, that time they decided to let it bounce, played the strategy game, and we'll get a little bit better starting field position. But Sonoraville needs to put together a drive. I don't know if scoring, you want points no matter what, but if I'm ordering up the recipe for success, I want a nice, slow, successful drive here to keep that Darlington offense off the field for a little while. They are red hot.
Well, speaking of drives, the drive here was awesome, and the drive home's going to be just as awesome because we stopped at Buc-ee's, which I'm obsessed with, by the way, on the way here, and we have to pass it on the way home, and you simply do not pass Buc-ee's. You drive to it as soon as you see it, if you ask me.
Matt just wants a brisket sandwich, everybody. That's what he wants.
And some beaver nuggets and everything that goes along with that experience. I love it. People give me a hard time about my obsession with that. Shotgun formation, snap to Pate.
Nice
He's
fake.
going to run, and he is going to get a first down on that first play.
Yeah, he pulled that ball at the perfect time and showed his athleticism, getting up the field and picking up a first down. So Sonoraville's starting to find some success. They've got to get out of their own way and claw back into this ball game. Darlington will try to thwart that effort.
Indeed. This is the third drive of the game for the Phoenix here in the football game. They're going to line up with 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. You're going left to right on your radio dial. There's the snap. Pate's going to put it in the air, and he's able to connect with a diving wide receiver who made a nice grab there, and that was number 4, Caden Stover, the junior.
Yeah, absolute bullet there by Pate, and a good pickup on first down.
So you got about 6 yards there on that play. That brings up 2nd and 4 here for the Sonoraville Phoenix. And now the ball over on Darlington's side of the field right at the 46-yard line. Jackson Pate will get them lined up with 3 wide receivers this time. So trips to the near side, 1 receiver on the far side. Got a running back shaded to his right. There's the snap. Pate is rolling out to his right, and he looks upfield. He's going to have to tuck it and run the football. Great leg work there by Pate. And he picks up about 2 yards, but it looked like there was going to be nothing for him.
Yeah, it was a nice scramble, but also good pursuit by Darlington with him, ad-libbing on the play. They didn't let him get loose. There is a flag down. This is in the area of holding on the offense, so we'll see what they mark it off.
5 yards in front of the play. White cap is looking to Darlington for decision.
Here comes the white hat, and we have a block in the back on Sonoraville.
Block in the back.
Oh, I got an answer to a question I had asked earlier, and I appreciate that. I knew there was some kind of a strange situation with this, but Sonoraville is unincorporated, so it has a Calhoun address. That answers that.
There you go.
Thank you, David Corbin.
Oh, miss Dave.
I know.
And Joey. Hey, guys. Hope you're both tuning in tonight.
Glad to have his cousin Nathan along now with the video production, but we will miss Dave. There's no question about that. We enjoyed our experience hanging out with him over the last couple of years.
No doubt. No doubt. He saved us with a Swiss Army knife once. All right, here we go.
Here's that empty set. Jackson Pate ready to take the snap here on 2nd down and 12. He fakes, going to try to run it up the field. He's grabbed by the jersey, gets loose, gets it to a wide receiver who's got a little bit of room, but a good stop there by the Darlington defense, and coming in and grabbing him was
the sophomore,
Joel Lowenberg.
Oh, great play there. Pate is he's got fancy feet back there, and he made a good play finding his teammate downfield, hitting Ridge Red on that pass. A lot of tough same letter first and last names on this Sonoraville roster, but good play there, and that sets him up for 3rd down and about 7 yards?
4 wide receivers set. Pate gets ready to take the snap. He drops back into a pretty crisp pocket, looking around, trying to find somebody open. They're all well covered. Heaves it in the air, and that is going to be incomplete.
Hey, Pate put that one where it had to go. He had all day. He could have eaten a Buc-ee's brisket sandwich in the pocket, but when he decided to scramble, he had a guy behind the defense, just could not reel it in. He tried to hit Keegan Townsend, and if he caught it, he would have ran clean into the end zone, but he just couldn't get his mitts on it.
Keegan Townsend, one of his favorite targets. He had 4 catches for 68 yards in their victory against Pickens last week. So the punt coming up here for Sonoraville. Their 3 drives of the game have ended up in 2 punts and a turnover. Got a man back here for the Tigers. That's going to be Talon Shirey. And again, having a hard time reading these numbers. I'm going to catch the punter name here in just a minute. I want to get everybody's name in. I think that was Brant Bryant. Kick is on the way. It's going to go out of bounds at around the 15-yard line, somewhere in there.
I think it went out past the 20. He's marching that all the way up to the 25.
Wow.
Sometimes when you try to angle it to the sideline, it can backfire, but that went out of bounds a little earlier than he intended. And Darlington comes out. They have scored on all 3 of their offensive possessions with touchdowns of 64 yards, 54 yards, and 55 yards.
So the Tigers are going to have it on the 25-yard line here to start their 4th possession of the football game, leading at 21-0.
Another way to put that, they haven't had a snap in Sonoraville territory, and they've got 3 touchdowns.
Tigers changing some personnel, running out on the field right now. Joining the Tigers at the line of scrimmage is going to be number 50, and we don't have
him on the roster.
So we apologize for that. See if we can get a correction on that. But we're going to have 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 on the far side, and we got a whistle.
Yes, we do.
We haven't seen a penalty against Darlington this game, have we?
Not yet, but that's about to change. Or no, there's a timeout.
Timeout.
How about it?
All right, well, we're going to take a timeout as well. A quick one here on WLAQ. We'll step out for 30 seconds. Tigers up 21-0, and we come back after a 30-second break.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection, or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet Buick GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside Buick GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
Hope you're enjoying listening down the line tonight or watching on the Darlington School YouTube channel, WLAQ AM 1410, 96.9 FM, WLAQ1410.com. I think about this every year but we've been doing Darlington football on WLAQ for a long time. I'm not sure how long, but it's got to be around the 3-decade mark, I'm guessing.
That's awesome, Matt. And when we get to Chris Hunter Stadium and see that little plaque with WLAQ on it, you can tell it's been a while.
Oh, definitely. And we've definitely done it for the entirety of the Tommy Atha era, which has been really awesome. We've always enjoyed having an opportunity to call the games. Thank them every time I see them. Shotgun formation. There's the snap. Jack Good dropping back. He's got company in the backfield. Puts it out for Eli Thompson, and he's going to be brought down after a pickup of a couple of yards there on that pass.
Just a little crossing pattern there to Eli Thompson. He reeled it in, but there was nowhere to go once he caught it. Good defense there from the Phoenix.
So this is going to be 2nd down and 8 here for the Darlington Tigers. And they'll come back to the line of scrimmage, leading this football game 21-0. 33 seconds left on the clock. It's hard to believe that we're still in the first quarter.
Yeah, really long first quarter. A lot of scoring. At least for Darlington.
Oh, yeah. Shotgun formation. You got Demarion Floyd in the backfield here with Jack Good at quarterback. 3 wide receivers. They're here to the near side of the formation. Everybody else in tight. There's the snap. They're going to hand it off. Demarion Floyd's got a good block up front, but he couldn't quite get enough room to get a run going, so he picked up maybe a yard or 2.
And that will be the last play of the first quarter.
All right. Well, we're going to take a break here on WLAQ. 21-0. Darlington on top with a 3rd down coming up. And we're going to take a break here on WLAQ for 1 minute. We'll be back.
At Darlington, we're proud to wear purple and white.
Because Tigers strive for greatness.
In the classroom and on the field.
We know that we can do anything, be anything,
achieve anything.
We're part of a program that is 100% dedicated to nourishing our minds and our bodies.
As teammates, we push each other further than we ever thought we could go.
Because every single one of us has something to contribute.
We practice hard so that when we compete, we can leave it all out on the field.
With each win, we build confidence.
With each loss is a lesson.
Our coaches teach us more than technique.
They prepare us to be good teammates,
friends, and people.
We face adversity together
and push through to reach our goals.
We may struggle,
but we will never give up.
Because today,
tomorrow, forever.
We're Darlington Tigers.
All right, we're back on WLAQ, Darlington Tiger football night, Friday night for you. We've got the Rome Orthopedic Center High School football scoreboard show coming up after the game, but when we get to halftime, we'll relay some scores to you from other games around the area. If we get a break in the action during this first half, we'll try to get some to you too, because as we mentioned to you, that was a long first quarter, so you got some games that are probably a lot closer to halftime than we are by this point.
Yeah, I haven't checked any scores. I haven't been able to get the app to pop up for me, Matt, but I'll give it a go on this next break.
So the Darlington Tigers with the football, and they will start off the second quarter with 3rd down and 10 with the ball on their own 27-yard line. We've swapped sides of the field, so now the Tigers are going to be working from left to right on your radio dial. Being defended by the Sonoraville Phoenix. 3 wide receivers. There's a snap. Val Owens has got it. It's a trick play, a reverse. It's coming back and run by Eli Thompson. Runs to the near side and is brought down. They did get some yards. Not quite enough, I think, for the first down, but definitely fairly close. I wouldn't imagine at this point that they would roll the dice on this.
Oh, absolutely not. You got a 21-0 lead. The defense is playing really well. They're going to punt this one away. And for the first time tonight, Darlington possession ends without points. That reverse was very well defended there. Great pursuit by the Phoenix defense.
So Darlington will punt the football. On to punt the ball is going to be none other than Tommy Bethel, a name that we've gotten familiar with over the last few seasons.
Absolutely. Just one of those glue guys who wears every hat you can imagine. He can kick it, he can throw it, he can catch it, he can run it. So...
It's over his head after the snap. He picks it up, gets the ball out, though. Great effort there by Tommy Bethel, and it's going to be fielded, a fair catch at the 41-yard line. So Tommy Bethel with a heads-up play dodges what could have been a disaster there.
Yeah, great hands there because that snap was way too high for him to field. He did a good job keeping his composure, scooping the ball, turning his body, and actually getting away a really good kick.
And I've also heard a lot about his baseball playing prowess as well. We were talking to the head baseball coach, Matt Larry, just a little bit ago. Always good to see him also. Was a longtime baseball coach up at Shorter University before he came over to Darlington and took over the head coaching duties there. Is doing a fantastic job. Shotgun formation for Sonoraville. Jackson Pate takes the snap. He's going to fake the handoff, puts it in the air. Good hands by the Darlington defense. Also saw, I think McKay Rush's hands went up as well.
Yeah, I think Hancock got his paw on it, but shows these boys are they're listening to their coaches. If you can't get home, get your hands up. And they knocked that pass down. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Phoenix.
So Sonoraville with the football with 2nd and 10 from the 41-yard line where the drive started. It's going to be a 4-wide receiver set. Jackson Pate set to take the snap. He'll drop back, looking to throw, puts it in the air, and that is going to be incomplete. A little bit low for the wide receiver. Got down low trying to get it. That was Bryant. I think I said it better that time.
Good job, man.
But it's incomplete. Don't tell me it wasn't him.
It was
after
him.
all that work to try to get it right.
You nailed it, man. You nailed it. Yep. Yeah, Pate puts a lot of pop on these passes. He fired that one in there. It was a little bit low and too hot for Bryant to handle.
3rd down and 10 here for the Phoenix as they trail Darlington here at home 21-0. Still very early here in our second quarter of the football game. 4-wide receiver set, trips to the far side, 1 receiver to the near side. Pate is going to drop back. He's looking to throw here on this 3rd down play. Puts a good bit of air under it, and that one's up for grabs. He grabs it, makes a nice play. That was number 19, Ridge Red with the reception. Crowd goes wild. They finally got him something to cheer for on that play. Man.
Yeah, and Thompson's down. He went up to try to high point that ball. Great catch there on the play, but Thompson looks like he's hurt. Hopefully this isn't anything major.
I want to take this opportunity to thank our radio sponsors for making it possible for us to be here. Atrium Health Floyd, Honeymoon Bakery, and the icing on the cake player of the game. Riverside Auto Group, Avery Drugs, Georgia Northwestern Technical College, Harbin Clinic, Rome Orthopedic Center, and then also Ware Mechanical. We could not make these trips and bring these games to if it weren't for our radio sponsors making it possible. So always want to make sure to send a shout out to them, and looking forward to the Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game later tonight.
I know, and we haven't had an opportunity because of all the big plays to really call out the old Parker and Lundy first down, have we, Matt?
That is very true. Add Parker and Lundy to the list. Of course, Rick Lundy, his daughter Grace Ann, graduated from Darlington last year and is a part of Jacksonville State University, and
Yeah, she's one of the marching ballerinas. That's what
correct.
They call them at Jacksonville State. A proud band program there, and a great achievement for Grace Ann to be a part of that as a freshman. So I know the Lundys are proud.
And they start off the season with a bang coming up tomorrow at the Crampton Bowl over in Montgomery, Alabama, taking on Stephen F. Austin. And that is an ESPN game at 3:30, so I'll definitely be watching that as a Jacksonville State alum, proud alum.
Prime-time game on ESPN. I like a 3:30 slot.
And the start of the Rich Rodriguez era. That's exciting. I think that's going to turn out to be a great hire. We'll see what happens. But Jackson Pate ready to take the snap here. 1st and 10 here for the Phoenix after the big pass play. Ball's in the air, and that's going to be thrown out of bounds, incomplete. He was well covered by the defense.
He was, and the pursuit was coming down hard on Pate there. Tough to throw back across your body like that, and he just couldn't get it in there to his receiver.
So, again, you've got the Phoenix right at the tip of the red zone with 2nd down and 10 coming up here with 11-14. And Sonoraville needs a score on this drive in the worst way if they want to have an opportunity to be in this game at home. 3 wide receivers, 2 on the far side, 1 on the near. Pate getting ready to take the snap. He's going to pull it down and hand it off. They try to go to the left side. The Tigers are there, and they swarm, and they pull him down. Wow.
Yeah, great push there from that defensive front of the Tigers. He got a yard, maybe 2, and that sets up 3rd and long.
Zach Lyles, the ball carrier there for the Sonoraville Phoenix. And as you mentioned, 3rd down and 9 coming up with the ball on the 19. We're down to 10:50 mark here of our second quarter of the football game. Darlington up 21-0. Jackson Pate sends them back to the line of scrimmage with a new play. They got 3 wide receivers on the far side, 1 on the near, 1 man in the backfield here with Pate. He gets ready to take the snap. He's going to run off to his right side, looking for a receiver, puts it in the air towards the end zone. He's open, and he makes the grab, and that's going to be a touchdown, the first of the game for the Sonoraville Phoenix. And I'm trying to catch his number so I can give credit to that young man, but as far as they are on the other side of the field from us, I'm having a hard time picking it up.
Yeah, it's really hard to see these numbers. I'm keeping my eye on him, Matt, but he was wide open the whole way. That was a touchdown as soon as it left Pate's fingers, and Sonoraville gets a much-needed touchdown to climb back into this game.
I think it was Keegan Townsend, number 14, so let's go ahead and put him down, and we'll see if we need to correct that in just a little bit. So Townsend, I believe, made that catch, but I apologize. I don't know if that's my old man eyes or if it's just hard to see that.
I'm having trouble seeing these black numbers too.
Here comes the PAT attempt. It's on the way, and it is going to be good.
They snuck that one over the upright.
And I can't catch his number either. My goodness. I usually don't have that big a problem.
I don't either.
With that sort of thing,
these are hard to see. They're bunched up and hard to see. So I've been struggling with it too, man. We got 20/20.
Yeah.
I just had my vision check not too long ago.
I've been known for having pretty decent vision, but I'm questioning it a little bit tonight. But it's 21-7. I can see that on the scoreboard, and a much-needed score here for the home team, the Sonoraville Phoenix, playing at the Furnace.
Matt, it was number 19 that got the touchdown.
Okay, 19.
Yeah, that's Ridge Red.
Thank you very much for the correction on that. So Ridge Red with the touchdown, and that happened with 10:25 left to go here in our first half.
On 3rd and long, too. So that was a huge play for Sonoraville to climb back into this game. They will try to stop this Darlington offense for the second straight possession.
Cole Desrosier is going to tee it up and kick it off again here for the Sonoraville Phoenix. I just got a message from Steve Conrad, and he said, none of us can see the number. We're all old. So they're watching on the video and can't tell what they are either. End over end, that's going to drop in, brought out by Talon Shirey. He is going to run off to the far side, cuts up the middle of the field, and he's able to get out to about the 25 this time.
So Darlington will start their 5th possession from the 25. The first 3 were wildly successful. The last one was a 3-and-out. Can they answer the Phoenix score, or will Sonoraville get the momentum swinging in their way? The home crowd is alive for the first time tonight after that touchdown drive.
So the Tigers offense trots back out on the field to get ready for this next drive. Again, 21-7 your score. If you've just tuned in, 10-18, we'll give you some score updates and highlights coming up at halftime. Tigers are going to send 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 on the far side. Jack Good with a running back in the backfield, shaded to his right. Man goes in motion. That's Shirey. And there's the snap. Good's going to hand it off to Bowden Owens. He runs around the line of scrimmage, finds a little bit of room. Couple flags come in.
Yeah, that's probably going to put the Tigers behind the chains.
Want to get a hold there?
That's what I'd imagine.
Haven't seen the official call yet, but that would probably be a good guess.
Here we go. Head officials coming over to signal. It is indeed a hold. First penalty of the game for Darlington, and a costly one. That'll put them back behind the chains, and in a 1st and 20. And the free footballs are flying into the stands. These cheerleaders have good arms. When I was young, the cheerleaders couldn't get them up to the upper sections, man. I always had to go down front.
Oh, man. I when they used to do that at the East Rome, West Rome football games and stuff like that, man, I had to get me one of those.
I know. It was kind of devastating if you didn't get one.
Yeah.
You know? I still have a few East Rome basketballs and footballs. They used to throw the basketballs in the stands, too.
I was kind of a shy kid, but when they brought those out, that was over. Yeah. I'm out there. It's going to be 4 wide receivers, shotgun formation here for Good. Good is ready to take the snap. Eli went in motion. Dropping back is Good. He's got some company, puts the ball in the air, and that's going to be incomplete.
And good floated that one out there. Had Bell been able to plant, he might have been able to get back to that ball, but, first and 17 now becomes second and 17. And the Tigers are in rare territory as far as this evening's concerned. Behind the chains, trying to dig their way out.
Again, the Tigers next week host Christian Heritage. Next week hosting Dalton will be the Sonoraville Phoenix. So big games coming up for both of these teams next weekend. Tigers back to the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to line up with everybody in tight here for second down and 17. Jack Good has got the ball, puts it in the air, connects with wide receiver Bethel, and he's going to be brought out of bounds after a pickup of maybe 7 or 8 yards, I'm guessing, but that's going to set up a third and real long.
It will indeed. It'll be third and around 13 yards. He picked up 4 on the play. I think they were just trying to get it within striking distance. Wouldn't be surprised to see a quarterback draw or something safe here. Last thing you want to do is give Sonoraville great field position after they're coming off a scoring drive and gaining some confidence.
So the Tigers with third down and 12 here with the ball on the 23-yard line, having a hard time getting some rhythm going here on this particular drive.
Play clock's getting low. I think we're going to see a timeout.
They'll try to snap the ball, and there it is. There's your timeout. So we're going to do the same thing. It's 21-7 with a third and 12 coming up for the Tigers on their own 23, working from left to right when we come back in 30 seconds.
Yeah, so the Phoenix defense did a great job dropping into coverage there and then playing contain when Good decided to scramble. He picked up some yards, but was stopped well short of the marker. And for the second straight drive, the Tigers are going to be forced to punt, going 3 and out. The holding call on their first down play really set them behind the chains, and they weren't able to overcome it.
So we'll get the 5th drive here of the Sonoraville Phoenix in this football game. They're going to line up here and punt. The Darlington Tigers are. Tommy Bethel handling the punting duties tonight here for the Tigers. One man back here for the Sonoraville Phoenix, standing right at the far hash over on the 30-yard line. Going to be working from right to left. Ball's in the air. High booming kick. It's going to drop and take a nice Darlington roll all the way to the 30-yard line. So good kick there.
Yeah, absolutely. Much better snap, and that allowed Bethel to boot it a little farther this time, and a fortuitous bounce for the Darlington Tigers. So Sonoraville will take over at their 30. They're trying to climb back into this ball game. A touchdown changes the dynamic completely after a first quarter that was dominated by the Tigers.
And in review, the Darlington Tigers scored on their first 3 drives of the game. A couple of long runs of the 64 and 54-yard variety from Demarion Floyd, and then a 55-yard pass play to Braden Bell from Jack Good for their 3rd score. And that was early in the second quarter as the Tigers went up 21-0, but now it's a 21-7 football game. Shotgun formation, 4-wide set, a handoff here from Sonoraville. They go up the middle with this one and pick up maybe a yard or 2, and the carry was from number 24, Zach Lyles.
Good defense there from the Tigers. Now that last drive, that Ridge Red really caused some problems getting open deep, and he's such a big dude, athletic for his size as well. He goes up and can win that 50-50 ball, so the Tigers are going to have to defend that the rest of this ball game. You can tell Pate's very comfortable throwing to him as well.
Oh, no doubt about it. 2nd down and 8 here for the Phoenix. They're going to bunch everybody up here at the line of scrimmage as Pate gets ready to take the snap. Man goes in motion. They're going to fake the handoff to the motion man, and the defense was all over it. 3 Darlington Tigers right on top of him as soon as he started to make a move.
I think Pate kept that by design, but he had hide his turned, so it was just a blind side. He had 3 Tigers on his back right when he turned around as they came with a blitz off that right side of the defense.
Gatlin Hancock being one of them. Preseason All-State lineman for the Darlington Tigers, had 2 of them. Gus Gamage also named preseason All-State.
3rd and 13 for the Phoenix.
They're going to line up in a shotgun formation with 2 wide on each side, working from right to left. Pate getting ready to take the snap. A low snap, pulls it up, fakes the pass, rolls out to his right, looking for a receiver. He's got company, puts the ball in the air, and that is going to be incomplete.
No, they're going to roll him out of bounds. He hauled it in, though. Great hands on the sideline there. I think that was number 14?
Yes, it was. Number 14, that is.
Okay, that's Keegan Townsend. He did a good job reeling it in, just couldn't keep his feet in bounds, and Darlington gets a 3-and-out, and we'll get the ball back. Should get decent field position, too.
Brant Bryant is about to punt it away here for the Sonoraville Phoenix.
And Talon Showery had a few touchdown returns last year, I know, on kickoffs, and had some great punt returns too. He's a guy who can take it to the house if he gets the opportunity.
Talon listed as a junior this year. And we get ready for the punt from Brant Bryant in just a moment. Low snap, picks it up. Kick is off and up, and it's going to drop at about the 47-yard line, goes out of bounds.
Yeah, we'll see where he marks it. If it went out of bounds right at the 49. So Darlington will take over. He's on the 50, so they'll take over at midfield.
A lot of possessions for each team here in this first half.
Yeah, real slow-moving first half, a lot of passing. So that clock has not been melting away.
So the Darlington Tigers are going to set up shop, it looks like, right around midfield. Yep, right with the nose on the ball at the 50-yard line as we get set to resume play with 5:53 left, second quarter.
They still haven't taken a snap in Sonoraville territory.
That's crazy. We got a timeout?
I think so.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to do the same thing. 21-7, 5:53 left to go here in our first half. We'll step out for 30 seconds. Darlington on top.
Chicken farming. Long-term supplies,
what's going on around the region.
I can look it up on my laptop too, so we're good. We got a good signal there.
Matt,
I spent 3 hours at the store making sure of that yesterday, trying to get some things worked out. So the Tigers come back to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 here from the 50 as they start their 6th drive of the game. There's the snap. They're going to hand it off to Demarion Floyd. Gets a little room on the outside. Nice stutter step at the end of the play. Gets close to 10, 11 yards on that play. He's down to about the 40.
Let's see where they mark it, Matt. But for the first time all night, I'm going to get to say something I've been waiting to say. Not yet. Nope. He was down short of the marker. So it'll be 2nd and 1. And Demarion Floyd, I don't know how many carries he has, but he's got to be close to the 130 mark here in the first half.
So Floyd stays on the field here in the backfield with Jack Good. Going to have a couple of wide receivers here to the near side and one on the far side. Again, 2nd down and 1 here for the Darlington Tigers with the football at the 41-yard line on the Phoenix side of the field, working from left to right. 3 wide receivers. There's the snap. They're going to hand it off to Floyd. Nice stutter step there, and he picks up about 5 yards. So that's a first down and then some.
A Parker and Lundy first down.
That is
first time
correct.
I got to say it this season, man. Sorry, I was just excited.
It's easy to get excited in these situations.
It is.
Man.
It is.
So 1st and 10 here for the Tigers now at the 36-yard line in Sonoraville territory, and methodically working the ball with the run game here on this drive.
And this is, I like this strategy here from Darlington. They're taking the air out of the ball here a little bit. Sonoraville's gotten things going on offense. They want to grind this out and get to the locker room with a lead and maybe tack on another touchdown.
Going to have 3 wide receivers to the near side and 1 on the far side. Demarion Floyd remains in the backfield with Jack Good. Good's going to turn, hand it off. They go with a little misdirection again here, and that is working. It's down the sidelines. He goes to the 10, 5. He jives to the goal line. Did he get inside the pylon?
No, just short. Yeah, they're going to rule him out at about the 1-yard line, but that little delay misdirection handoff, second time they've run that play, and it has picked up around 90 yards on those 2 carries. So very, very impressive. The execution there by the offensive line, quarterback and Floyd, of course, getting outside and making some moves. So Darlington is knocking on the door with 4:14 left in the second quarter.
Well, he got about 34 yards on that play, I believe, and he's going to be at around the 3-yard line as they get lined up here. Coming off the field is Eli Thompson. And we mentioned to you earlier that he went down with what looked like an injury, so it's good to see him back on the field.
Yes, absolutely, because that looked like it might be bad.
There's the snap. They're going to hand it off to Floyd, try to pound him up the middle. Somehow he's in. Yes, he is. That's going to be a 3-yard plunge there for Demarion Floyd, and he scores his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the
think you want some cupcakes?
I think it's a high possibility, man. I don't think there's a whole lot of mystery on who that's heading towards right now, but there's still a lot of game left.
Got another half to play here. But Floyd's over. He's probably around 160 yards and 3 touchdowns in the first half.
So you want the touchdown was a 3-yard plunge for Demarion Floyd, but it was set up by the 34-yard run the play before.
And that's a good example of the size that he's put on from last year to this year. He struggled between the tackles just because he wasn't that big of a dude. He was very shifty, but he has really bulked up and shot up as well as far as his height's concerned. So
Ryland Scott on for the PAT. He's been automatic so far in this football game. Here comes the snap. Kick is on the way, and it is good. So that is going to make it 28-7.
Darlington gets back on the board there. Sonoraville had chipped away at their 21-point lead, but they have gotten it back to that margin with 4:12 left in the second quarter. That's plenty of time for Sonoraville. I'm looking over here at the timeouts. The Phoenix have all 3 left, so they can methodically go down the field here if they can manage to pick up some first downs and get into a rhythm on offense. But Darlington has been doing everything they can to disrupt that, bringing pressure on Pate, forcing him out of the pocket. He's made some big throws down the field, mainly to Ridge Red and Keegan Townsend, who are both excellent receivers. But they haven't really been able to find a lot of consistency.
4:12 left to go in the football game. It's 28-7. We're glad you're with us on WLAQ. Do want to mention some programming notes coming up for the rest of the weekend. We're going to have Braves at Cardinals for you. Coming up tomorrow, 7:15 first pitch. That means pregame's an hour and 15 minutes prior at 6 o'clock from the Braves Radio Network. Then on Sunday, they got an evening game again, 7:08 p.m. I always find it kind of intriguing about those strange 7:08 starts. I guess it's all about the television situation.
Man, that's when I want to sit down and watch a game.
Oh, yeah. Make sure not 7:05 or
not 7.
Whatever. 7:08.
7:08, please.
Or how about 7:08 and 30 seconds? Let's do that. That's going to be an end-over-end kick. Drops in at the 25. Will be right out by the Sonoraville Phoenix. Running down the sidelines. He's going to be hauled out of bounds close to midfield. So that's going to be good field position here for the Phoenix.
Yeah, it was Brant Bryant. Was.
Yep.
He came charging at that ball with a head full of steam. And for the first time tonight, the Phoenix will start with field position out across their own 40 at their...
And every drive in a game is crucial, but when you're playing at home down 28-7, Darlington Tigers just scored to go up by 3 scores again. This feels like a really, really crucial drive in this football game.
And an opportunity to go 2 for 1. Remember, they deferred, and Darlington got the kickoff, so Sonoraville will receive in the second half.
Here comes the snap. Dropping back is Pate. Rolls out to his right, puts it in the air, and that is going to be a nice grab over near the sidelines and hauled in for about a 17, 18-yard play, and that was number 4, Caden Stover, with a catch, I believe.
Yeah, a designed rollout there. Wonderful route and execution there by Caden Stover. He shook his man and was wide open on that play, and this drives off to a good start for Sonoraville.
So Sonoraville with a first down. They're going to go hurry up to the line of scrimmage, going to send a few wide receivers, 3 to the near side, 1 on the far side. There's the snap. Pate's going to take the snap, puts it in the air, another quick pass, and he turned to run before he'd secured the ball, so that's going to be incomplete to Zach Lyles. That looked like one that he would be able to grab.
Yeah, absolutely. Ball was on the money. He just started to run with it before he secured the football. And they've got Pate on the move. These last few plays, it's immediately he's on the roll. So they're trying to move the pocket to mitigate this awesome pass rush that the Darlington Tigers have been bringing all night.
So now we'll see Pate line them up here with second down and 10 to go as we get ready for the snap.
It's going to be a penalty.
He ran all the way across the line of scrimmage.
Sure did.
The Darlington backfield.
Now, we haven't had many. That is only the second penalty on Sonoraville and the third of the game. So as slow as this game has moved in the first half, it's not been because of sloppy play.
So that's going to bring up second down and 15 here for the Sonoraville Phoenix, playing at home, trailing 28-7 with 3:26 left to go in the first half. It's 8:35. Listening to high school football on WLAQ. We've been going for about an hour and 5 minutes now in this football game. Going to have 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 on the far for this second down and 15 play. Sonoraville working from right to left. Here comes the snap. The ball is in the air, and that is up for grabs. Talon Shire's got it. That's going to be an interception, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and the reason that ball was underthrown is Pate got hammered when he was trying to follow through on that. Joel Lowenberg, I couldn't see the other Tiger that got there, but they came from opposite directions, and he hung that pass up, and Shire, who plays wide receiver on the other side of the ball, has great hands, went up, high-pointed that ball, and that's the second turnover of the game for the Phoenix, and Darlington will take over with plenty of time and 1 timeout with 3:19 left in the second quarter.
And the previous turnover was on a pass play that looked like it was going to be an incomplete pass, but they said that he had secured the ball and
made a football move. You got to make a football move.
So 3:19 left to go here in our first half. Darlington's going to get the ball, and they're going to have it at the 10-yard line on their side of the field. So not good field position, but getting the ball back after a turnover, an interception by Talon Shire. They're going to send a wide receiver off to the far side, 1 on the near. Good is going to line up with Demarion Floyd in the backfield, working from left to right. Trying to get a little breathing room here, backed up at Darlington's own 10. Throwing up some hand signals between Jack Good and the sidelines. We're ready to go. There's the snap. He's going to turn, hand off to Demarion Floyd, trying to find a hole up the middle, find a little bit of room, 3 or 4 yards. You'll take that on first down.
Absolutely. At this point, if you're Darlington, you don't need to push it here. Now Sonoraville does have their full complement of timeouts, so I imagine if Darlington runs the ball here and doesn't get significant yardage, they'll start burning those to see if they can save some clock for their offense to mount a drive. But if you're Darlington, you can expect the play calling to be conservative here with the ball inside their own 20.
So this brings up second down and 7 to go here for the Darlington Tigers. There's the snap. Going to put out a quick pass. That goes out to Shirey, and he is going to be nearly dragged down by his foot. Breaks a tackle and gets about 3 yards. What a great effort there by Talon Shire after a nice pass from Jack Good.
Yeah, and they picked up just enough yards as a safe pass. Sonoraville is going to call a timeout and see if their defense can get a stop. Oh, we do? Okay, so there's an injury here.
Yeah, we do. It's a Darlington player down on the far sidelines. And we're going to take a timeout here on WLAQ. We're glad you're with us here on Darlington Football Night on WLAQ and also the Darlington School YouTube stream. 2:29 left to go in the first half. Darlington leads it 28-7. We'll come back in about 1 minute. Hang on. Down and distance on the scoreboard hasn't been totally reliable in this game. There's a shotgun formation snap to Jack Good. He hands it off, and they go up the middle with it. Was that Floyd again?
It was Floyd, and it was short of the first down.
So this is going to be a punt situation here for the Darlington Tigers with 2:17 left. Try to get a good boot on the ball here and not leave great field position here for Sonoraville with 2 minutes and 17 seconds left to go in the half.
Yes, Sonoraville burned one of their timeouts, so they will have 2 remaining.
All right, we're going to take one as well on WLAQ, and we get ready for the Darlington Tigers to punt here in just moments. 2:17 left, first half. Darlington 28, Sonoraville 7. We'll be back in 30. Did you get it to work? Did you get it to work? Dragons over Model, 3-0 in that game in the second quarter. You have Rome up over Lithonia, 20-0 in the first quarter. Cartersville over Jonesboro, 28-7. That's in the second quarter. Cedartown Bulldogs over Callaway. That one's a close one, 7-0. I thought it might be a little bit more lopsided by this point.
Early.
It is early. It is early. So the Darlington Tigers get ready to punt. The booted away is going to be Tommy Bethel. One man back here for the Sonoraville Phoenix. I would imagine that's going to be Brant Bryant.
That one came off foot funny and they had a good bounce.
Kick is going to drop at the 40, and it rolls around to the 44-yard line, and that's where Darlington will touch it, and Sonoraville is going to have good field position with a little bit of time here.
Yeah, they've got great field position, really getting the ball back about where they had it when they threw the interception. Plenty of time, 2 timeouts. And remember, the Phoenix get the ball to start the second half. So if they can get in the end zone here, they'll have an opportunity to go 2 for 1 and really flip the momentum in this ball game to start the second half. And that's exactly what they would like to do, and this capacity crowd we have here tonight would enjoy that as well. Tigers fans, not so much.
No. So the Phoenix trots their offense out on the field, shotgun formation, 4 wide set, 3 on the near side, working right to left, ball on the 44 on Darlington's side of the field. Nice pass up the middle. He's going to run it out to the near side and runs out of bounds. That was another great grab by Keegan Townsend. They're really comfortable, have a great chemistry together.
And it's a crossing pattern there, Matt, and Darlington came on a delayed blitz, couldn't get home. He was streaking across the middle. That's just simple pitch and catch. And a good pickup for Sonoraville there on first down. 18-yard gain.
So the Phoenix will go back to the line of scrimmage, getting deep in Darlington territory with 1st and 10. 3 wide receivers now off to the far side. Pate is favoring that side. Now he'll cut up towards the middle of the field. He's going to have to tuck his foot. No, he puts it in the air towards the end zone, dives, makes the grab. Did he catch it, or did he get some help from the turf?
He caught it. It's going to be a catch. He's down at the 1. Great athleticism there by Pate. Jackson Pate made 3 or 4 guys miss and then put the ball right where it had to be. Just an excellent play. And we've got unsportsmanlike on Darlington to boot. The ball's not far from the goal line, so I'm not sure how they'll mark that off if it's half the distance.
Ridgered, the receiver on that play, and as you mentioned, a beautiful play, and that gets them right around the goal line with 1:44 left to go here in this half. And we talk about what a big drive this was, and then you have Sonoraville get great field position there after the punt and come up with a big play there to set themselves up at the goal line with an opportunity to score here late in the first half, and as you pointed out, with an opportunity getting the opening kickoff of the second half. That's a huge shift.
No, they're having a lot of luck with the downfield passing game here. I mean, he's just got some really talented and tall receivers, and again, a lot of credit. That was Jackson Pate dancing around, making guys miss, throwing back across his body and putting it right on the money.
I think they're cooking some Philly cheesesteaks here. You getting a whiff of that?
I'm getting some. Man. I'm getting some low main and a glimpse of the Braves game over to my left.
I thought it was like peppers and onions or something like that.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you,
it smells delicious.
We'll have to find out what honey hole he got his Asian cuisine from.
Oh, okay, I got you. It's right next to us. I thought it was wafting in from the window here.
We'll work on that at halftime.
We're going to have a timeout here, it looks like. As Sonoraville is getting ready to line up, I think Coach Pate didn't like what he saw in terms of everybody's alignment and whatnot. So we're going to take a timeout as well. It is 1:34 left to go here in the first half. Darlington leads at 28-7, but you've got Sonoraville on the goal line at the 1. So we'll step out for 30 seconds. The Sonoraville Phoenix running back out on the field with 1st and goal from the 1-yard line in a shotgun formation. Darlington pinning their ears back on defense. There's a snap. They're going to fake the handoff. Nope, they went with the handoff. No, the quarterback had the ball. Yeah, he kept the ball.
Great fake.
And an awesome fake, and the quarterback goes into the end zone on a 1-yard score, and that is going to cut the Darlington lead in half. It's now 12 pending PAT. We'll see what happens here, but it's 28-13 right now.
I'll tell you what, man, that was just what the doctor ordered. If you are a Phoenix fan, you get a score late in the half. They get the ball to start the second half. There is still 1:32 left, and Darlington scored on some big plays, but they haven't been passing the ball all that much. And I don't know if Coach Athel will elect to take any big risks here with a 2-score lead and Sonoraville getting the ball back.
And here comes the kick. It's going to be picked up, and he's going to look to throw towards the end zone and get a 2-point conversion, and he got it. My goodness.
Wow.
He was able to catch it just as he was going down, and that's going to make it a 28-15 game, I do believe.
Yeah.
My goodness.
And we've got a Tiger down on the field.
Number 11 on the team, Ty Brown.
Wow. What a turn of events this has been here late in the first half.
Absolutely.
And as you mentioned, a Tiger down. The way they're working on him right now, it almost looks like a cramp.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll be able to get that worked out.
Those suckers hurt. I mean, make no mistake about it. But you can recover from a cramp. So always glad when they can get up and walk it off. So I'll give you some score updates while we're waiting to find out what's going on down there. Rockmart leads Cass 13-7. Pepperell up 3-0 on Model in the second quarter. Our Murchie leading Gordon Lee on the road 7-0. The Indians trying to start 2-0. Daresville's up 14-10 over Cherokee Bluff. Let's see. Well, there was a surprising score here, Matt. Coosa 21, Woodland 0.
Wow.
Yes, sir. The Eagles have struggled to score. They didn't break 20 points all season last year, and they have 21 in the first quarter. So the Eagles exercising some demons. We'll see if they can keep that success rolling. Calhoun up 7-0 on Gardendale. I know you're glad to hear that, since I picked Gardendale to win that game. Whoops.
You kind of went against everything you said in our pick show last week, which is kind of surprising to me.
I know, sometimes I do that.
Game lead.
Sometimes I do that, though. Yeah, I didn't have my thinking stick out.
Yes, so I'm still scratching my
I
head
don't
about
even know
that
what a
one.
thinking stick is.
Yeah.
I don't, but I've created it. So now I've got to create the myth and the legend behind it, man.
I've just been trying to search and figure out where you can get one of those, because sometimes I need it.
They don't.
Somebody smack me over the head with
That's what it is.
Think, McFly, think.
Yes.
1:32 left to go in this football game. It is 28-15 after a touchdown and a 2-point conversion for Sonoraville. The Darlington Tigers still with some time once they receive this kickoff here and get ready to start. What is this? Would be their 8th possession of the half. And we get ready for the kickoff here from Mr. Drozier.
I think the fan has a fever, and the recipe, more cowbell.
There's the kick. It's going to be brought out by Shirey. Line drive kick right in the breadbasket. He is going to go around the left side, find some room to run, puts his head down, and scampers out of bounds around the 35-yard line. So he got a good pickup there on that kick return.
Yes, sir. And it's getting a little chippy out there now that Sonoraville has gotten back into this contest. Emotions are showing out there on the field. Had an unsportsmanlike conduct on the Darlington defense, and Shirey blasted through a couple of defenders there and let them know he's here to play tonight. That return sets Darlington up. Might change the dynamic of this drive. Out at the 35 now with 1 minute and 22 seconds left and 1 timeout. I still I'm guessing this is going to be conservative play calling and getting to the locker room, protecting that lead a little bit. But if they break a run, they'll certainly go for blood.
Tigers running back to the line of scrimmage here with 1st and 10, as you pointed out, from the 35-yard line with 1 minute and 22 seconds left to work with. Jack Good, the quarterback here for the Darlington Tigers here this season. Picked up some experience, getting some reps over the last few years. It's his starting job now. There's the snap, puts the ball in the air, connects with the receiver on the sidelines. Tommy Bethel makes the grab and picks up about 6 yards, gets out of bounds. Of course, the clock is...
Should stop,
but it's still moving.
Yeah, they're going to have to correct that. The officials getting that fixed. Nice. I like getting Jack Good into rhythm there. Simple 3-step drop, fires on the out route, pick up yardage, get out of bounds. Love the way Brent Bell has called this game.
Coming back out onto the field is Demarion Floyd. We've told you about his 3 touchdowns in this football game, breaking a few really big runs. Of course, you had the 64-yard run for the first touchdown of the game, then a 54-yard on the Tigers' next touchdown possession. And then later on in the game, he would score on a short run, but that was after a big 34-yard run. So he's had a big game.
Yeah, the explosive plays from Floyd have been impressive, and 4 overall for the Tigers tonight.
Jack Good lines him up in a 2nd and 5, working from left to right. They're going to fake the handoff. Quarterback Good is going to run it, runs up the middle, gets a first down, moves the chains. They move down to about the 47-yard line.
And that's a Parker and Lundy first down, Matt Davis.
Indeed.
Jack Good on the keeper. Darlington moves the chains.
So the Tigers at the line of scrimmage in a hurry. 1st down and 10, trying to keep the momentum of this drive going. There's the snap. Good. Drops back, puts it in the air, and that's going to be incomplete. That was good coverage there by the defense.
Excellent coverage. They sniffed that one out. They went back to the well. Same play they ran on 1st down, the previous set of downs, and Sonoraville adjusted.
And Tommy Bethel, it was thrown to him, and he jumped up, challenged the defender, and I thought there was a chance he might come up with it, but it's an incomplete pass, and we get ready now for this Second down and 10 play here from the 47-yard line. Darlington Tigers trying to get it in Sonoraville territory. We're under the minute mark here of the first half. 56 seconds left to go on the scoreboard. Man goes in motion. There's the snap. Good. Looks off to the left. Puts it in the air, and that's over the receiver's head, but we've got a flag, Ian.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we're going to get here. It was on the other side of the field, opposite side of the field from where the ball was thrown. An eligible receiver.
So we've got 52 seconds left on the clock. Ineligible receiver for the Darlington Tigers, and we get ready for a second down play coming up in just a little bit, but we'll get ready for them to march off the penalty yards.
They're going to decline.
Nope, they're declining.
Yeah.
Loss of down then for the Darlington Tigers, or it'll be third down, I should say, as the penalty was declined. So that sets up a third down and 10.
Wow. Okay, they just changed it. Yeah, they just changed it on the scoreboard.
So the Tigers will line up with a big play needed right here if they're going to make something happen with the remaining 52 seconds here in this first half, leading this game 28-15 on the road. Been some momentum shifts in this game.
No doubt.
4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. We're going to get a timeout, it looks like. Yeah. The Darlington Tigers take a timeout, so we're going to do the same thing here on WLAQ. It's 28-15. Darlington leads with 52 seconds left to go. Third down and 10 coming up from the Darlington 47-yard line when we come back in 30 seconds. I want to thank the folks up here at Sonoraville for their hospitality tonight and letting us use the press box and giving us a nice seat location in here with an air conditioner right next to us. It's wonderful.
It is. It is. Nice and cool in here.
Brent Mashburn, their athletic director here, is real kind to us when we called him, reached out to him earlier this week to get permission. I know he's been really good about working with the video crew and everything, too. And we always want to make sure we point that out on these broadcasts because it really makes a big difference, and we look at it because it is a privilege to get to come out and cover these games.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So we do appreciate the hospitality.
So this is third down and 10 here for the Tigers. Big down here. 52 seconds left to go in the half. Tigers up 28-15. There's the snap. They're going to hand it off. No, quarterback's going to keep it and run it up the middle, and he's going to pick up maybe 3 or 4 yards and set up a fourth down. So
kept it conservative there. We'll see if Sonoraville uses that final timeout. They will. And they might as well with the success they've had, just chucking the ball downfield. They could take a couple of shots.
We're going to keep it right here through this particular timeout as we're getting close to halftime. We'll be taking plenty of breaks there. And
long half.
Huh?
It has been a long half.
It has been a super
really
long half. It's almost 9 o'clock.
It is.
By the way, you're listening to high school football on WLAQ AM 1410. Rome, Georgia, 96.9 FM, 1410 AM. Get that legal ID in before we resume, and I forget about it.
Well done.
Yeah, you got to do the legal stuff, man. Keeps you on the air. It's good stuff. Well, we're going to have Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets football for you on the airwaves of WLAQ. Certainly excited about that as Georgia Tech fans, but I'm not sure how excited I really am about the prospects of this season.
It's put up or shut up time for Jeff Collins, or as you love to call him, Coach Skinny Jeans.
I didn't call him that at first, and I hate to be that kind of a guy, but, 3-win seasons in a row and a lot of talk and all that kind of stuff and the gimmicks and things of that nature. It's just
Matt's over it.
I'm over it. Now, if they win 7-8 games this year, I'll be back on board. We're fickle sports fans. We are. There's the kick. Punt is going to be dropping at around the 18, rolls down to the 9. So that's going to pin the Sonoraville Phoenix way back, but we've got a penalty flag.
Oh, goodness. Roughing the kicker.
Okay.
Now, if it's running into... Let's see what they call here. Was it roughing? Roughing's 15 and would put Darlington within striking distance. And let's see. Tigers are out of timeouts.
Our guy that hit him was rolling on the ground when he rolled into it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's an automatic first down and a huge penalty.
So the Darlington Tigers are going to have the ball with 27 seconds left to go in the game and in Phoenix territory.
And I tell you what, in warm-ups, Rylan Scott has been excellent short range, but they were letting Thomas Bethel take some swings from 45 yards, and he was putting them through the uprights. So I think he is their distance place kicker based on what I saw in warm-ups. So they need about 8 yards to give him a crack at it. Now, they'd love to get a touchdown, but they don't have any timeouts, so they've got to play this safe.
So the Tigers are going to send Braden Bell wide to the near side. Going to have Eli Thompson in there in the slot here on this near side. In the backfield's Demarion Floyd, 2 wide receivers on the far side. Here comes the snap. Good, turns, fires. There's a wide open pass over to Talon Shire. He's inside the 10-yard line and scampers out of bounds. Good heads-up play.
What a bullet there, and that is a Parker and Lundy first down for the Darlington Tigers. And this penalty could prove to be extremely costly for Sonoraville. If Darlington gets a touchdown here, that could be one of the big stories of the game.
So it's 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line here for the Darlington Tigers. I thought he was at the 9, but he's going to be at the 11. And now Jack Good comes back out on the field. He's going to have Demarion Floyd in the backfield with him. 2 wide receivers to the near side, a couple to the far side, it looks like. And we'll get ready for the snap here on 1st and 10. There's the snap. He's going to drop back, looking to throw, puts it in the air, and nails his receiver. Headed to the end zones to Demarion Floyd, and he is going to score a 4th touchdown in this football game. That's going to be a 10-yard pass from Good to Demarion Floyd. What a play.
Get that man some cupcakes.
Oh, man.
And what a swing. What a swing in momentum. We got a Tiger down. And let's hope he's okay. That's one of the big nasties. I can't see the number. But they're going to come out and check him out. Great play call from Brent Bell.
So it's 34-15 now with 15 seconds left to go in the half. As you mentioned, a man down here for the Darlington Tigers, and they're having a look at him right now. Several of his teammates standing around him, but as you mentioned, it's one of the big boys, no doubt about it.
I'm wondering if it's Gus Gamage.
I think Gus is standing over here to the right next to
he
Hancock.
He is.
Ooh, I got to plug in my computer. I didn't realize I didn't put in the power plug. That could be a problem. We need to track that down right quick.
Well, the execution on that last play, Matt, as this young man is getting up and walking off under his own power, it's number 50, and again, our roster does not have him, so I apologize. We apologize to all the Darlington fans out there. That young man has contributed tonight, and we don't have his name on the roster.
Don't want to miss this play, so the Tigers, of course, come back to the line of scrimmage, getting ready to kick the PAT. Rylan Scott is on, getting ready to handle the kicking duties and make this 35-15. Hopefully got enough juice left in the equipment to get this play in so I can plug it in. There's the snap. The kick is on the way, and it is good.
And again, Matt, what a chain of events there. Sonoraville comes up with a big stop, forces a punt, calls a timeout, really to see if they can, be opportunistic and possibly they get a high snap or a blocked kick. They come after it, end up hitting the punter. Darlington gets a fresh set of downs 15 yards further down the field, and Jack Good delivers an absolute bullet to Talon Shire on the sidelines. He advances it to the 11 on the very next play. They play action fake to Demarion Floyd, and then Good goes right back to him as he rolls into the end zone untouched for his 4th touchdown of the game. 3 on the ground, 1 through the air. That was Jack Good's 2nd touchdown pass of the game, and the Tigers are up 35-15 with 15 seconds, and just when it looked like Sonoraville was working their way back into this game, the Tigers have seized control again before they go to the locker room.
Well, what an interesting first half we've been treated to. A long one, but it's had a little bit of everything.
Oh, yeah.
Ian.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Right now, Darlington leading it.
And they're not out of this thing. I mean, Sonoraville's proven they can score some points.
Well, I think that's one of the things that if you're Coach Pate, one of the things you're most proud of about this team, because, to start the game, they gave up 3 scores down 21-0, and they just kept battling their way back into this game. So, yeah, there's been mistakes, but they've also shown that they're not going to pack up, their bags and go home. They're going to keep fighting, and that's impressive. That's going to go way out of the back of the end zone for a touchback there, and Sonoraville will get the ball with 15 seconds with the ball at the 20.
Bethel rocketed that one. They've kicked every other one high and short. They didn't want to give Sonoraville a chance at a return there. Talon Shire's out. He's standing, but he's reaching behind his knee, so they're going to have to check him out. Hopefully he is okay. Maybe just a cramp. I sure hope so. He's played a heck of a ball game tonight.
So the Phoenix not with a lot of time to work with here in the waning seconds here of our first half. Darlington with a good 20-point lead at this point. And I got the computer plugged back in, so crisis averted.
All right. Well done, Matt.
That's the first time I've done a lot of stupid stuff, but that's the first time I've ever done that. And Sonoraville's going to take a knee and take it to the locker room here and not risk any other kind of crazy situations after the penalty that we saw just a little bit ago. And there they go. So that's the end of the first half, ladies and gentlemen. The last couple of seconds of the half roll off the clock as each team goes to their respective locker room on each end. And at halftime, well, your halftime score is Darlington on top, 35-15 over the Sonoraville Phoenix. We're going to send it back to the studio for about a 4-minute break. Then we'll come back and we'll talk about some scores and highlights and things of that nature here on our halftime show.
Marching band time, man.
It's Fuzzy Hat at halftime.
Let's do
We're getting ready for that. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Here, I'm becoming who I want to be.
Here, I am looking toward my future.
Here, we learn from our failures so that we may soon succeed.
Here, we're passionate about learning and trying new things every day.
Here, we search for new perspectives and cultures so we can better understand the world.
Because at Darlington, we know we're in the most trusted hands.
As we discover new passions and learn more about ourselves through academics,
athletics,
fine arts,
and service to our community, we show our versatility as we choose different pathways to our goals.
This is our home.
We embrace challenges and persevere, even when something seems impossible.
We collaborate and create to take our place in the world.
We know that together we can make an impact.
This is our moment, our time.
Graduates today, Darlington forever.
My name is Ryan Somerville. I am the sales manager for Business Water Solutions. We do water purification coolers as well as ice machines for any size business. We're on campus right now at Darlington School. Super happy to be here. They're one of our biggest customers. I myself played sports here. Our 2 founders played sports here. It was absolutely our pleasure to be a sponsor for Darlington Athletics. I think one thing that really sets us apart is our water purification. There's 13 stages. The reverse osmosis part of it has been a huge part of our success, along with our 24-hour guarantee for service calls. So when a customer does call us, we're guaranteed within 24 hours. We were able to provide a touchless water system to make it more COVID-friendly in terms of germs and touching the water system. One thing I always say is we're not selling a product, we're selling our service. That's what we really push for every single day, is to have a customer service experience like they've never had before.
At Darlington, we find our confidence in discovering who we are.
In the classroom and on stage.
The opportunities are endless. Our creativity knows no bounds as we take risks,
explore opportunities,
and stretch our minds.
Together with our teachers,
we use what we've learned to create beauty,
to tell stories,
to inspire. We discover new passions
while allowing existing ones to flourish.
We know that we can do anything,
Be anything.
Achieve anything.
We give our time to something greater than ourselves. Whether we're sketching,
Singing,
riding,
or acting, we find new ways to express ourselves.
and share our talents with the world. We know that our ideas and contributions matter, and we take great pride in that.
because today,
Because today,
Because today,
because today,
because today, tomorrow, forever.
we're Darlington Tigers.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet Buick GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside Buick GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
Game, and right now the Darlington Tigers, ton of offense there in that first half. They lead at 35-15, and really, when you look at it, one of the big stories is obviously the big play that you've seen from the Darlington Tigers in that first half.
No question about it. Touchdowns of 64, 54, 55 yards on the first three possessions. In the first quarter, Darlington had well over 200 yards of offense. They kept that going, scoring two more touchdowns. They had a short field only once with those on that last drive. But really what we saw was a lot of resolve from Sonoraville, able to hit some passes downfield. They scored a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to cut the lead to 28-15, and then had Darlington punting the football with 40 seconds left. They roughed the punter. Darlington got a fresh set of downs. 2 plays later, they were up 35-15. So Darlington opportunistic. They're leading the turnover battle again. 2 turnovers for the Phoenix, none for Darlington. And the penalties that have been committed by the Phoenix have been much more detrimental to their effort than Darlington's.
But in some respects, even though the flow of this game is not exactly what we expected, we've got 2 hard-nosed, physically talented football teams lock and horn here with a lot of good skill players around the field. And so from that standpoint, we have, seen kind of what we expected here tonight, even though the storyline's a little bit different in terms of the scoring and the different things that have happened throughout the game. These are 2 really good football teams tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Sonoraville's just kind of gotten in their own way, and Darlington's forced the issue to create some of that action as well. So this game is far from over. 20-point lead at halftime, but Sonoraville gets the ball to start the second half, and we'll see how this thing unfolds.
Well, all I got to say is I'm just glad that Buc-ee's is 24 hours because we're not going to miss out on that brisket sandwich as we go home tonight.
We have a plan.
Yeah, we do have
on
a plan.
The way home, and that plan involves Buc-ee's.
Well, I just remember some of the longer road trips that we've had to take in the past, and you got a game that goes over, and I usually don't like to eat before a broadcast. I usually like to wait until the game's over and you're driving home, and it's like you're starting to get kind of slim options, but at least today we know that we got that sealed.
Or you have your heart set on a Philly Connection cheesesteak, and you get there to find out they closed.
No doubt. We've had that happen before. So, but it's all a part of the book that we're going to write someday about calling high school football games and some of the adventures that we've been able to take part in. It's all good.
Indeed. It's going to be a heck of a novel.
Well, 14 minutes and 15 seconds left on the clock here at halftime. Darlington on top. So far, a happy story. 35-15, your halftime score. We're going to send it back to the studio here for a few minutes here at halftime. We come back, we'll go over some scores from some other games that are going on around the area, have more commentary here at halftime. But you're listening to Darlington football here on a Friday night in August on WLAQ and also the Darlington School YouTube channel. You may be watching at home, wherever you're listening to or watching from. We're just glad to have you along with us tonight. We're excited that it's high school football season. Let's send it back to the studio for a 3-minute break. We'll be back with more on our halftime show here on WLAQ.
I got some scores when we get back.
back on the halftime show, and we just got the flaming batons there at halftime.
We did.
The second game of the year.
And there's already been pyrotechnics and fire. I love it. Love it.
They had some Phantom of the Opera early on in the performance. We had some Godfather. We had some Heisenberg, which I thought was an interesting choice.
Radiohead.
But enjoyed it. It was really
great.
good stuff, man. It was fantastic. And I tell you what, man, there's just nothing like it on Friday nights when you get in the car and you're driving to the games and you look around and you see the band trailers and the buses and everything like that going on, and then you pull up at the stadium and you feel the buzz and the atmosphere of people getting excited about the games. Then you get the game going, you get the fireworks and everything that we saw in that first half, and then boom, you're at halftime and you get to watch these bands perform. I love everything about high school football, man. It is so much fun to be here on Friday nights.
Me too, man. Me too. And the opening lines of our book should be about the bass line to My Girl. Because I love the marching bands too, man. I mean, it's just great. That's what makes it. To me, that's part of college football too, the bands and the stand. That's what the NFL lacks, is that heart and soul that you get at this level and at the college level. So I'm with you, man. Are you ready for some score updates?
I am ready for some score updates,
There's some juicy ones, man. There's some juicy ones. In Shannon, Model has taken the lead. They're up 14-9 over Pepperell.
Jeff Honeycutt, the head coach of Model, has not won against his alma mater, and that is going to be a big storyline if they're able to pull that off.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Daresville's at home against Cedar Bluff, and they're leading 28-23 at the half. Armurchie in the third quarter is up 14-7 on Gordon Lee. That'd be a big road win. I know Gordon Lee's not what they used to be, but, I mean, if Armurchie can go on the road and get that win and start 2-0, that's great for Coach Green and the Indians.
They scored 19 points on a good trying football team last week. So, like you say, if Armurchie's able to beat a team that was able to do that, even though it was pretty lopsided in the score of that game, you're right. That's a feather in their cap, no doubt about it.
Absolutely. We looked for Rome to make a statement tonight. They didn't get to score a lot of points last week in the rain against a good Creekside team. Well, this week they've scored plenty of points. It's 49-0 in the third quarter over Lithonia. We both thought Cedartown would roll against Callaway, even though Callaway's a proud program, a good program. They're rolling. It's 28-0 at the half. Tryon, this is a game where looks like I'm going to lose one on you here, Matt, but Tryon's up 17-zip at the half at Lafayette. Rockmart leads Cass 27-14 at the half. Dade County is up on North Sand Mountain 14-0. No score in the Gordon Central Southeast Whitfield game. Cartersville up 31-0 on Jonesboro. Coosa 21-zip on Woodland. That's the last score I've got. And I was a little worried, but Gardendale's come back and has the lead 14-10 over Calhoun. I need that one. I need it. I need to stay even with you, Matt.
Of course,
so we'll see.
Talking about a Calhoun team that last year that played for a state championship, ended up losing, but you were telling me that they graduated a lot of guys. So they have a lot of talent, but young talent that they're trying to get worked in and trying to get everybody on the same page at the beginning of the season. I think they had 3 interceptions in their game last week against Blessed Trinity. Still was only a 2-score game, so they've got the talent, but it's just kind of getting everything, tightened up a little bit.
No doubt about it. So it's going to be interesting to see how these games develop. A lot of close games, and we'll keep following them and bringing the scores as we get them.
I'll tell you what, I don't know what it is, but I didn't realize how loud their PA was until just now. But I don't even have the crowd mic turned on, and it's
barreling through.
It is.
It really is.
Cutting through the mix, as they say. But we're glad you're with us. You're listening to Darlington Football on WLAQ and also the Darlington School YouTube stream. Glad to team up there with Nathan, Northwest Georgia Media, doing the video now for the Darlington School stream. And, of course, David Corbin had done it for a number of years. They're actually cousins, and really enjoy being around both of those guys. So, sad to see David go, but having Nathan come in right behind him to take on those duties, it's an easier transition, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. He'll do a fantastic job. He takes it seriously, so the broadcast will be excellent. We miss our buddies, but they're welcome to come hang out with us anytime. You hear us?
There's a reunion coming
Yes.
down the road somewhere. I've got a feeling, and it's going to be
Let's
epic.
have it at Prince Avenue Christian.
Hey.
Maybe it won't rain.
Let's go. Let's go. It can rain, but as long as it's not like 40-mile-an-hour winds or whatever it was
And
that we were
freezing.
dealing with over there, and freezing. Yeah, that part kind of stuck too.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're glad you're with us. We've got, of course, at the end of the night, the Rome Orthopedic Center High School football scoreboard show. What a cast of characters they built over the years. Austin Butler and Lynn Butler taking on that show this year. And, of course, they have a bunch of different guys that call in. Jeff Gable will call in with an update from the model game. Him and Dan Bevels broadcast those games. Also, Clay, who broadcasts the Pepperell games, he calls in most Fridays. We look forward to hearing from him. And then they've got the, what do they call the guys that call in that are the officials? Anonymous officials.
The anonymous
calling
officials,
in.
yeah.
Always enjoy hearing from them. And Ian, you typically call in.
I try to call in when I get an opportunity.
I heard you on there last week.
Yeah, I know you did. I know I got ahead of myself last week.
He got
so
excited. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with our picks. But we are going to send it back to the studio right here at halftime. Darlington on top, 35-15. But we got a whole nother half to go. And David Corbin just sent a text message, said if we go back to PAC, he's going to bring the sandbags next time so the tent doesn't blow away. And I think we all risked a little bit of injury that night, but we got out unscathed.
Yeah, life and limb were on the line. And it was a quick work with a Swiss Army knife that saved the day.
I thought we were all going to take flight there for a minute with the tent. But anyway, well, we're going to, like I say, send it back to the studio here for another 3.5-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll get you ready for the second half here between your Darlington Tigers and the Sonoraville Phoenix. Darlington 35, Phoenix 15. We're at halftime. One more break. We'll be back.
have an unfortunate score reversal that I have to report here, Matt. It is Score Stream, so sometimes you get bad information. Coosa is not up 21-0. They're losing 34-0 in the third quarter. So
people do that, and it
drives me crazy. It's trolling. And I appreciate ScoreStream because, man, it allows us to get these scores to you, and it allows fans to share that, and we can all follow it as Friday night goes on, and we're watching our games at the stadium. So, but unfortunately, sometimes you don't get accurate information.
No doubt, and they got me last week because I was eagerly awaiting to find out the score that was going on in that Cedartown Rockmart game. And that game got delayed because of weather, and it had barely started yet, and I'd forgotten that because I'd kind of been following along, and I refreshed my score stream, and at one point somebody put that it was 49-0 Rockmart, and I'm like, no way that's happening in that game. And then sure enough, that was not the case. So you got to watch those scoring apps because, as you mentioned, they're user-based, so anybody can get on there and sign up, and they do have some checks and balances and everything, but sometimes it takes a little time for that to get ironed out.
Absolutely.
So, it's kind of crazy, but
we'll keep using the app. It's a great app. We love it.
Oh, yeah. Well,
and unfortunately, I was really hoping Coosa was up 21-0, but that is not the case.
It's a great app, and it's very convenient. But I remember back in the days what we would do at radio stations, we'd pick up the phone and start calling all the other stations around the area. We'd have a list of people to call, and that's how we would get the scores. And I'll be honest with you, I like the new way, but the old way was fun. It was that human interaction you would have ever so often talking to these different crews. So in some ways, I kind of miss those days.
No doubt about it. I've got to expand my network again. A lot of my sources that follow all these local teams that would text me, how things were going down, have not been available. But this is the first game of the season, so we're knocking off the rust.
No doubt about it. Well, I tell you what, we've got the mandatory warm-up period at the end of halftime taking place, so we've got a minute. Let's just go ahead and take one more minute to catch our breath one more time because a lot of action coming up in the second half. Darlington 35, Sonoraville 15. We'll step out for 1 minute and come back for the start of the second half. All right, folks, we're looking forward to our second half here from the Furnace, which is about to get underway. As we mentioned to you earlier on, the Sonoraville Phoenix would end up winning the toss. They deferred to the second half, so they'll get the first crack at it as we get ready to start this second half for you here on WLAQ and also on the Darlington School YouTube stream. And we'll get everybody lined up. It looks like Sonoraville's going to send a man back deep. That's going to be Wyatt Springfield, and the Darlington Tigers will get ready to kick it off to them. We'll get things underway. It's 9:30. You're listening to Darlington Football on WLAQ and the Darlington School YouTube channel, and it's kind of unusual a night where you're 2 hours into the game and you're just getting ready to kick off the second half unless you've had some kind of a weather delay or something like that.
Yeah, it was just a slow developing half of football. I mean, a lot of big plays, a lot of passing, especially on Sonoraville's side. And injuries as well, a lot of cramping. It's a humid night out there.
Rylan Scott puts the boot on it. It's a line drive kick. Will be fielded at the 20 and brought out. and he's going to cut it up towards the middle of the field. He's got some room to run. He's all the way across the 40. That was number 7, Wyatt Key, with a big return here for Sonoraville, and they've got some good field position to start the second half.
Yeah, and I was actually Thomas Bethel, I think, kicked that ball. He had done the kickoff last time and put it through the end zone. That was a line drive and allowed the return man to operate in space. He did a good job of that, and Sonoraville will start at their own 41 on their first possession of the second half.
So the Phoenix at the line of scrimmage now at the 41-yard line. Shotgun formation. You got a 4-wide set here for the Phoenix, playing at home, working right to left. There's the snap. They're going to hand it off. Gets tripped up, dives forward, and is able to get an extra yard or two out of that play. Squeaking out at the end of the play. That was number 24, Zach Lyles, with a hard run.
Well, you'll take 4 or 5 yards every time on first down.
I tell you what, the lights are good to see, but they're also good to get the bugs flying at you. I just had a couple land on me just a couple moments ago.
Just hope you don't swallow one.
Well,
they'll do that, you know.
Tell you a funny story in a minute. 2nd down and 6. Shotgun formation. Pate takes the snap's going to hand it off. It looks like they went back to Lyles again on that play, and he lays out and gets about 3 or 4 yards. See where his knees were down, where they spot it, but no, that wasn't Lyles. That was number 3, Wyatt Springfield. Correction.
So it sets up a 3rd and 4 long 3.
One time I was listening to a Rome Braves game when we carried their games, and J.B. Smith was the play-by-play announcer, and a bug flew in his mouth, and he goes, bug just flew in my mouth. Crunchy. I think I'll order a half dozen. Didn't miss a beat.
Yeah,
I was like, all right.
That guy was a pro.
3rd down and 3 here for the Phoenix. That's going to be a run by the quarterback. He is stopped. An excellent stop there by
the sophomore
Joel Lowenberg. That brings up a 4th down punt situation here for the Phoenix. So good defense.
Yeah, they may roll the
go
dice here. Down 20, they really need to start this half with a bang.
Got the offense out on the field. Nope.
They're going to punt it away.
They're going to punt it away. Or at least that's the look they're giving. So 4th down and 4 here for the Phoenix. Ball at the 47-yard line as they do line up in a punt formation. And we're going to have Talon Shirey back here standing around the 18-yard line or so for the Tigers to try to field the kick here in just a couple of moments. We get ready for the snap. It's a high snap, pulled down, and he is going to dodge a defender and kick the ball away, and it is going to drop and takes a Darlington bounce out to about the 35.
And that's where the Tigers will take over for their first drive of the second half. A 3-and-out for the Phoenix. And they are now 3 of 7 on 3rd downs. Darlington has been a quick strike offense tonight. Big plays have been the story on that side of the ball. They sure would love to go get a touchdown here and put more separation between them and the Phoenix, because they're going to keep airing it out and trying to hang in this game.
Demarion Floyd with 4 of the 5 Darlington touchdowns in this football game. So we get ready for the Tigers to come back to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line on their own side of the field. Demarion Floyd, we just mentioned him. He's in the backfield with Jack Good. 3 wide receivers to the far side. Nobody here on the near side. There's the snap. They're going in the direction of the far side. It's Demarion Floyd picking up about 5 yards. Man, what a great job that young man's done tonight.
And let's give the big nasties some credit up front, because they're giving the man room to run. They are pushing around this Sonoraville defensive front.
And if you bring up Darlington football this year, that is the first thing that people that know the program are going to start talking about, is those big nasties that you just mentioned. 2nd down and 5, you got 2 of them that were preseason all-state players. 3 wide receivers on the near side. Tigers with 2nd down and 5. There's the snap. They're going to hand it off. Getting tripped up is going to be Demarion Floyd, but he still was able to make a little bit out of it. Maybe picked up 2 yards, setting up a 3rd down, and hopefully what will be manageable here for the Tigers. They got to get about a yard or maybe a yard and a half, it looks like.
Stop on the play by number 53, Bram Carter.
Going to go shotgun on this play, Matt.
3 wide near side. There's the snap to Good. He is going to hand it off. A little bit of a delayed handoff to Demarion Floyd. He slips out the middle, gets across midfield, and he's down to the 47-yard line. Another Parker and Lundy first down.
Indeed it is. And move those chains. The Tigers are on the move.
Steady diet of Demarion Floyd here in this first series for the Darlington Tigers of the second half. 8:23 left to go here in our third quarter. Darlington leading it by 20. 35-15 is your score. They're going to send Talon Shirey off to the sidelines. Going to have a couple of wide receivers to the near side, one on the far side. In the backfield, it looks like with Good is going to be Bowden Owens, who's had a couple of carries in this football game. So shotgun formation with 1st and 10. There's the snap. Good fakes, rolls out, and there's a flag on the field. He's going to be brought down.
Yeah, they may decline the penalty. I don't know, because the sack will put them back behind the line, but that's definitely a hold over there on the right side of the Darlington line. And I just saw Coach Pate signal that he will decline the penalty.
So it'll be a sack on the quarterback, Jack Good, and that'll be a loss close to 10 yards. That's going to be a second down in a very long situation here for the Tigers. Puts them behind the chains.
I think they wanted to take a shot downfield. It was not there. And then you had the double whammy of the hold and the sack. Sonoraville will take that loss of down in the sack. So
Demarion Floyd back out onto the field. Checking out is going to be Bowden Owens. 2 wide to the near side, 1 on the far side here for the Tigers on this second down and 18-yard situation here for the first down. Man goes in motion. That's Tommy Bethel. He works from right to left. Tigers working from left to right, by the way. They give it off to Demarion Floyd. He's got company in the backfield, shakes off a defender, stays up and grabs a couple of yards, but not a lot doing in that play.
Yeah, he did everything he could just to get positive yards there. So this is going to be a 3rd and long, expecting some kind of screen or draw here.
So this is 3rd down here for the Tigers, and a long way to go with 7:41 left to go here in the third quarter. Sonoraville will open up the half, receiving the kickoff. Quickly went 3 and out. Darlington got the ball on the 35-yard line, had a couple of positive plays, picked up a first down, and now the drive is kind of stalling out on them. They need a big play here on 3rd down.
Yeah, and with the ball where it is, Matt, you can play field position a little bit here, so we'll see what they dial up.
There's the snap. Another flag comes in.
Delay a game. They did not get that off.
So a 5-yard penalty, and penalties have been a big part of the story here of this particular drive, although there was one that was declined and ended up being a sack against the Tigers.
Not going in the right direction after that first down.
Still, 3rd down.
So 7:39 remaining here in the third quarter with the Tigers leading it by 20, 35-15. Going to be at home next weekend at Chris Hunter Stadium, Christian Heritage. I know we've mentioned that a few times, but I'm really looking forward to that game.
Yeah, that should be a good ball game.
Shotgun formation. Here's the snap. Dropping back is Jack Good. It's going to put the ball in the air, and nobody in the vicinity. That's going to be incomplete. And actually, the people closest to it were Sonoraville Phoenix.
Yeah, I was lucky that one dropped in there. I think there was miscommunication there. Jack's talking it over with his coach.
Of course, one of the things we really were planning on talking about there at halftime but didn't is the new region, the 7A Division I. Doesn't exactly roll off the tongue, but you're going to be looking at playing region games against Dade County, Coosa, Chattooga, Pepperell, Armurchie, Tryon. Talk about some matchups you look forward to. Here is a punt coming up here from the Tigers. Tommy Bethel puts a good boot under it, and it's going to go out of bounds. No, it stays in about the 29.
Put a little English on it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, man. What was the young man that punted and place kick that went on to play college ball? Lefty. I can't remember his name, but man, he could really put the brakes on a ball. It would bounce and spin back. Brinson Sumner, is that right?
He went to Mercer.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just had a bug fly in my eye.
Yeah, I mean, dude, light goes on, bug started attacking. But we got to be able to see. Of course, it's hard to see when you got bugs in your eyes. Oh, man. Pick your poison. All right, Sonoraville will line up after the punt. Going to have it at the 30. They're going to put the ball in the air on the first play, and that's thrown in no man's land, an incomplete pass.
Good pressure there again, forcing Pate to unload before he wanted to. Darlington wants to bring the heat, keep him uncomfortable. He has proven to be elusive and accurate throwing on the run.
And we talked about keys to the game being battle in the trenches, winning that battle, turnover battle, and then also putting pressure on Jackson Pate. And even though he's done some good things in the game, Darlington's done a good job of doing that. So they've checked all the boxes.
Absolutely, and their only yards on the ground have come from him scrambling and a few draw plays.
Jackson Pate in a shotgun, 2nd down and 10. He rolls out. He's got 3 guys on him, puts it in the air, and that is going to be incomplete, just out of reach of his intended receiver, who was Keegan Townsend. Familiar target there for him.
Absolutely. He got a hand on it, but could not pull it in, and that sets up 3rd and long. Now, Sonoraville has hit some plays on these 3rd and longs. In one of their scoring drives, they hit 2 big plays on 3rd and long, one for about 35 yards and the other a 19-yard touchdown pass. Both to Ridge Red, who we have not called his name this half, but he is lined out wide with Talon Shirey snug in coverage.
3rd down and 10 from the shotgun. 4-wide receiver set. There's the snap. Jackson Pate's going to tuck it and run the football. He's got a lot of green grass. He's across the 50, down to the 45, the 40. Dodges a couple of tackles. He's on the run down the sidelines to 10, and they finally rush him out of bounds at about the 8-yard line.
Design draw play there. Great call, and Pate makes them pay. And a little life in this Sonoraville crowd all of a sudden.
And they just keep battling back. It looks like Darlington's getting close to kind of stepping on the jugular, so to speak. And then you see Sonoraville with this resolve that we talked about a lot throughout the broadcast, and they come back with a big play or something of that nature that takes place that gives them a spark and keeps them in the game.
And most of their big plays are coming on 3rd down, another 3rd and long conversion.
There's the snap to Pate. He rolls out, looks towards the end zone, fires, and that's bobbled around, almost intercepted there by Bowden. Owens got a hand on it, but he did knock it away from the receiver, so that's an incomplete pass. What a defensive effort there by Bowden.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought he was going to intercept it. The receiver ended up having to play a little defense there and was successful with that.
So they'll go back to the line of scrimmage with 2nd down and goal with the ball on the 8-yard line. So Sonoraville with the football, trailing at home 35-15. Going to get a late start tonight on the Rome Orthopedic Center High School football scoreboard show. Shotgun formation here for the Phoenix. They get ready to snap. Ball is going to be in the quarterback's hand. He'll run forward. They chase him down and bring him down. Way short of the goal line. He's going to be about, the 6? Maybe?
Yeah. But this is definitely 4-down territory. Field goal does Sonoraville no good.
6:33 remains 3rd quarter. Sonoraville with the football with 3rd down and goal. Ball is at the 6. They will get ready to line up. Jackson Pate, their quarterback. He's a junior. We talked about his stats coming into the game, picking up 200 passing yards in the game against Pickens last week, as well as throwing a couple of touchdown passes and also 114 yards on the ground. He does a lot. We got a timeout.
Yep, Sonoraville's going to have to burn one.
And we're going to take one as well. Darlington 35, Sonoraville 15, 6:09 left 3rd quarter. We've got 3rd down and goal from the 5 coming up for Sonoraville when we come back in 30 seconds. Got a moment. Got any Interesting score updates for us, Ian.
I am. The wheel is spinning, and I'm waiting for my updates. Yes, let's see what we got here. Woodland wins 34-0 over Coosa. Pepperell 15-14 in the fourth quarter over Model. Oh, man, our Murchie's knotted up at 14 with Gordon Lee in the fourth, and we'll get a few more here in just a moment.
All right, so big situation here in this game. 3rd down and goal from the 5. Sonoraville with the football, trying to plunge it in for a score, keep themselves in this game. Snap is going to be on the ground, and they'll cover. That's going to bring up 4th down, as you mentioned, 4-down territory. But that was a tough break there for Sonoraville.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That snap just came out low. Pay had to cover it to avoid a turnover and live to fight another down. But they'll have one shot left here to get into the end zone. You hate to see that coming out of a timeout, too. You're trying to get your ducks in a row, and then you have a misfire.
Of course, again, this is the second game of the season for both of these teams. So while you hope that you're in a little bit better of form and not making those kind of mistakes at this part of the season, it's not surprising to see it from time to time. Shotgun formation, couple wide receivers on the far side, one on the near. This is 4th down and goal from the 7. Dropping back is Pate. Turns, fires to the right side. It's incomplete, and that's a turnover on downs. The Darlington Tigers are going to get it deep in their own territory at the 7-yard line. What a great defensive stand there around the goal line.
Yeah, absolutely. It looked like Sonoraville was going to march right into the end zone and put themselves back in the mix in this game, and Darlington was able to get the stand. You had a timeout on 3rd down, followed by a low snap, and then the 4th down attempt was incomplete. So the Tigers get off the field once again.
Yeah, that was definitely huge in terms of this game at this point in time for Sonoraville to be that close to getting some points and coming up empty. That'll be certainly something, if things remain in Darlington's favor, that we'll look back on at the end of the game as a big turning point here for the Tigers, perhaps.
And I look for the Tigers to try to grind it out here, run some clock, but another score would be nice.
Shotgun formation, everybody bunched in tight. They're going to hand it off, going to go with Eli Thompson here in this game. He gets a little bit of room, grabs about 5 yards. Maybe a little more.
Yeah, good gain on 1st down.
Host of Phoenix brings up 2nd down.
So that'll be 2nd down and about 6 to go. So he only got about 4, but still a good pickup there on 1st down there for Eli and the Darlington Tigers. Bowden Owens will trot off the field here for the Tigers offense. Coming on was that Joel Owenberg?
May have been.
Yeah, I think it was. Yep, number 4. Little shifting around. Now Bowden Owens is back out there. They're going to have a couple of wide receivers off to the far side. This is going to be 2nd down and 6 for the Tigers. They're going to hand it off and go off to the left side, it looked like.
Yep.
And
Bowden Owens.
Now Bowden Owens maybe 2 or 3 yards on the play, bringing up a 3rd down. About 4 or 5 to go here for the Tigers.
And they're in no hurry to snap the football, looking to just kind of control the clock here.
Ball was brought down to the 16-yard line.
Again, Tommy Atha coaching in his 21st season at the helm of the Darlington Tigers. And let me tell you, the enthusiasm that he has for the details and everything you got to do to prepare for a season, and how excited he gets about these games, it hadn't changed a bit. I can tell you that for sure. There's the snap. Good. It's going to hand it off. It's a misdirection play going back the other way to Demarion Floyd. This time the defense was a little bit more ready for it.
They were ready, and that's a testament to the Sonoraville coaching staff. That play worked really well in the first half, and they figured out a game plan to stop it.
Brings up 4th down.
So 4th down and 4 here for the Tigers. Definitely going to punt in this situation. So the punt team is on to kick it away to Sonoraville. So we've seen a 3-and-out for Sonoraville, a punt from Darlington after a 1st down on their 2nd drive, a turnover on downs in the red zone for Sonoraville, and now Darlington goes 3-and-out.
Yes, they did.
So this has been a very different start to the half than we saw in the first half. On to punt the ball is going to be Tommy Bethel. Kicks it from the 5. Pretty good boot on it. And it's going to drop. It's not loose. Darlington picks it up. They're running down the field with it to the 30, down to the 20, the 15, 10, 5. Gone. Ladies and gentlemen, put 6 on the board for Mr. Clevenger. Slade Clevenger picks it up and runs it all the way back for a touchdown. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was a line drive kick. As soon as I got the word out, it's returnable. he muffed it, and Clevenger scooped and took it to the house. We've got a Sonoraville player down on the field, Matt.
2 yards for touchdown. 2:46 mark.
How many yards did he get on that
42.
play? 42. 42 yards. Slade Clevenger with another touchdown for the Tigers. It's 41-15. And you look at the score at this point, Ian, and it looks lopsided, but it's actually been
it's been a more competitive game than the scoreboard shows for sure. The turnover, I mean, losing the turnover battle is three turnovers for Sonoraville, none for Darlington at this point. Costly penalties. I mean, Sonoraville's just they haven't executed as cleanly as the Tigers have. There's no question about it. But their effort and their ability to move the football, they clean up some of their mistakes, and this game's neck and neck.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, at this point of the season, we're in non-region play, and when you look at this Sonoraville team, they've got a lot to work with if they can get some of these problems ironed out.
They've taken the points off
the board. They sure have, haven't they?
Yeah. I guess he couldn't advance it. All right, Steve Conrad, we need you.
Yes.
What's the rule on this?
The points are off the board. It's 35-15.
Fumble recovery over by Darlington.
And the ball is going to be at the 40-yard line.
All right.
Here for the Tigers.
Clevenger was not down, so the rule must be you can't advance the fumble.
Well, either way, the Darlington Tigers have got the football.
Yes,
They've got excellent field position as they line up at the 40-yard line with first down and 10. And let's see if they can go get those points back. Shotgun formation. There's a snap to good. He turns, hands it off to Floyd, and they wrap him up and bring him down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of maybe 2 yards. And Steve Conrad in with the assist here. Let's see what he's got.
Knew we could count on him.
He goes, fumble recovery that can't be advanced.
Right.
And an emoji.
So he's confused too. All right. That's good to know.
Stephen Powers chimed in and said you can't advance a muffed punt.
Okay.
So thank you very much, man. We needed help, and we got it. We appreciate you.
Well, Clevenger still got to run down the sidelines and get a little of that glory, even though it doesn't count in the stat book.
But right now we've got 2nd down and 12 here for the Tigers with the ball on the 42 on the Sonoraville side of the field. And Steve chimed in and said, terrible rule. We all agree, don't we? There's the handoff to Demarion Floyd. He shakes off a couple of defenders. Look at those moves.
Yeah.
Picks up several yards. This is going to bring up 3rd down. Still a long situation here for the Tigers.
Man, he can put the brakes on and make you miss.
Yes, he can.
Brings up 3rd down.
So 3rd down and 7 here for the Tigers with 1:35 left to go here in our 3rd quarter. Glad you're with us tonight on WLAQ and also the YouTube channel of Darlington School.
See what Brent Bell dials up on 3rd down and long.
Rome Orthopedic Center High School Football Scoreboard Show coming up for you tonight. We're going to give you a Braves update here in just a moment. I want to check in on that. We're getting some crucial games here for the Braves at this point of the season. They're up 2-1. It's the bottom of the 5th over the St. Louis Cardinals on the road.
Tommy Eighth is going to have to call a timeout, and he's not happy about it.
Well, we're going to call one as well. Ian, 1:02 left to go. This is the 3rd quarter. It's Darlington 35, Sonoraville Phoenix 15. We'll be back for 3rd down and 6 after these messages.
Construction is a full-service general contracting and construction management.
Sorry about that.
North Georgia and Southeast Tennessee.
Coming up for the Tigers. They've got the ball over on the 36-yard line of the Sonoraville Phoenix. Getting fairly late here in this 3rd quarter of the football game. It's almost 10 o'clock.
It is. We've got some good games brewing out there. Calhoun leading Gardendale now 17-14. Rockmart 27-21 over Cass. That's a tight ball game. We thought Cass would give them a game, and they certainly are.
And Cass making the playoffs last year for the first time since, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Under Coach Gates, doing a great job there. So that's a program building some momentum.
No doubt about it.
This is 3rd down and 6. Tigers back at the line of scrimmage. Sonoraville fans trying to get in their heads a little bit with some noise over here on the Sonoraville sidelines. Feed some energy to their defense. There's a snap. Fake to Demarion Floyd. Rolling out and tucking and running is good. He gets the first down. Cuts back inside. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds at around the 11 or 12-yard line. A great run by Jack Good.
It's one of the first time runner. We really haven't seen him get loose much. Tonight he hasn't had to because the running backs have been picking up chunk yardage, but great run there.
So that's going to set the Tigers up at the 11-yard line with first down. They'll shift around a little personnel as we get ready to resume here with under a minute to play here in our 3rd quarter of the football game, so we're almost down to the final 12 minutes. Here in just a little bit. Going to send 3 wide receivers to the far side. In the backfield's Demarion Floyd with Jack Good. Good takes the snap, hands it off. Floyd is going to bounce out to the left side, and he's going to be brought down. He kind of slipped a little bit. I think the turf monster got him a little bit. But
he tried to plant, and he's coming up a little gimpy. He's going to stay on the field, though.
Tackle on the play, number 11.
So that's going to bring up 2nd down and 11 here for the Tigers as they lost close to a yard on that play as Demarion Floyd trying to get to the outside slipped and fell on his rear end.
Yeah, I think he wants that 5th touchdown, though, don't you?
I think he does. I wouldn't be shocked if he got it either, the way things were going for him tonight. This is really, we knew he had potential, but this is really a breakout game for him.
Good mullet going down the stairs, man.
Shotgun formation, and I'll try to catch it after the end of the play. Spinning around and trying to get something going here, the Tigers, but they're going to be stopped cold at the line of scrimmage. That was Demarion Floyd again. Gets caught up in traffic.
And after that stop, brings up.
That'll end the 3rd quarter.
Yep, it is. So we're going to take a break, a 1-minute break down the line. We're glad you're with us tonight for Darlington football on WLAQ and the Darlington School YouTube channel. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Darlington Football would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of this year's live stream. Business Water Solutions, Coosa Steel, Hardy Realty, Riverside Auto Group, and Atrium Health Floyd. Thank you for your support. This broadcast is a production of Northwest Georgia Media. Thank you for watching.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet Buick GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside Buick GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
This football game.
And Matt, if Darlington can punch it in here, I think any points would be good, even a field goal at this point, so I don't expect them to push too hard. But that should ice this ball game.
So the Tigers going back to the line of scrimmage now with 3rd down and 12. The scoreboard shows 2nd, but it's 3rd. Going to have a couple of wide receivers off to the far side as they get ready for this down. Jack Good lines him up in shotgun. He's got Demarion Floyd flanked to his right. And here's the snap. Good drops back. He's got company in the backfield. Flag comes in, passes in the air, and
caught.
Eli Thompson hangs on, but we got a flag. It's probably a hold, isn't it?
Definitely a hold. Definitely a hold.
So this one obviously coming back. So a holding call as predicted from the offensive line of the Darlington Tigers, and this is going to back them up. So a bit longer to go here on this third down.
Yeah, pushes that field goal attempt back that they cannot convert because they've got to get all the way down to, what, the 3-yard line? Or was it? Yeah, or the 1. They've got to get to the 1 to get a first down. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one to pick up there. See if they take a shot at the end zone. This is where you might want to draw that pass interference if you can. So see if they take a shot in the end zone or if they stay conservative and see if they can pick up a few yards. And
first and a mile from the 26, Darlington in Phoenix territory as we get ready for this third down play. And the snap to Jack Good. He's going to drop back, puts it in the air to Floyd on a screen pass, running up the sidelines, bulldozes a couple of guys and gets knocked out of bounds.
Why not put it in the hands of your playmaker?
Yeah.
I love the call there. He picks up some positive yardage, and we'll see if Darlington goes out and attempts the field goal or if they are going to go for it here.
Looks like they're going to bring on the field goal unit. So where is that ball? I'm trying to...
Matt, it's at the 16-yard line.
Matt, so it's be a 26-yard attempt. We got a 26-yard attempt here coming up from the Darlington Tigers. On to kick it is going to be Rylan Scott, who's done a fantastic job, perfect on his extra points today, and now he's got an opportunity to get 3 points here with a field goal attempt. And here is the kick. It is on the way, and it is going to be just inside the upright. So the kick is good, and the Darlington Tigers score again. It's 38-15.
Pushing their lead to 23 points. And now for Sonoraville to catch them, they'd have to not only get a few touchdowns, but a few two-point conversions mixed in there as well. So not quite a three-possession game, but definitely making it a little harder for them to achieve that comeback.
So the Darlington Tigers opened up on the road last week in Orlando against Schuylkill Haven out of Pennsylvania. I think I've said it differently about every time I've said it. And they picked up a 28-16 victory. They were up 28-0 at half. And then here at Sonoraville, they had a 35-15 lead, which has just been extended to 38-15. So not a lot of scoring here in our first quarter and change played here in the second half of this football game. But the Darlington Tigers are off to a roaring start here to the 2022 campaign.
Absolutely, Matt.
Which is great to see. And that's after a year where they went to the quarterfinals and won 11 games. You know, Darlington lost that first game of the year last year under some kind of strange circumstances. They were supposed to play one team start the year, and then a few days before the game got played, COVID got the matchup that they were supposed to have, and then they ended up playing Whitfield Academy. They were able to pull that game together quickly. They lost that one, then they reeled off 9 wins in a row.
Yeah. Heck of a season last year. I got some final scores when time allows.
And here comes the kick from Tommy Bethel. That one's going to be sailing into the end zone. An automatic touchback, bringing it out to the 20 for Sonoraville.
Matt, go ahead, Matt. Pepperell over Model 15-14.
Man, that is 2 years in a row where that's ended up being a close game and just a barely missed opportunity for Model against Pepperell. Wow.
And Jeremy Green and the Armurchie Indians have won 17-14 on the road against Gordon Lee. 2-0 Armurchie Indians.
Congratulations, Coach Green and the Indians. And I was talking to Coach Atha yesterday, and he is really excited about the region that Darlington's going to be playing in this year, and just talked about from how top to bottom, all of these teams that are playing in this region this year have been getting better the last couple of years. We're going to get to see some good football this year.
No doubt.
Shotgun formation as Sonoraville gets ready to start their next drive here in the fourth quarter. Ball is in the air, long pass, and it's going to be incomplete, out of bounds on the sidelines.
And then one more score update for you right now, Matt. With Calhoun and Gardendale are in a tight one. 24-21. Calhoun has the lead in the third quarter.
Let's go Yellow Jackets. I need you tonight.
Yeah.
I sure would like to have a one-game lead in our picks going into next week's
Matt
show.
always has a better, brighter smile when he has the lead in the picks. There's no doubt about it.
I have a competitive streak in me, and let me tell you, I don't like losing. Does anybody like losing?
I don't think anybody likes
Nobody
it.
likes it.
I think some people handle it better than others.
I handle it pretty well.
Yeah, you do.
I don't say any bad words or anything. There's a snap. Pate is dropping back looking to throw. He's got company in the backfield, and that's going to sail out of bounds incomplete. So a lot of pressure on Jackson Pate here in this series.
Yeah, the Tigers are not going to let him sit back there and have time to look around. They've been bringing the heat all night long.
Glad you're with us tonight on WLAQ. I just noticed one of the linebackers out there for the Tigers right now, Sammy Koncheski, who is a backup quarterback for the Tigers. Saw his dad, Tony, the other day.
Yeah, you can tell by the bright white uniforms out there that some other guys are getting some
Yeah,
opportunity to play because everybody else is pretty dingy.
So shotgun formation for 3rd down and 10, ball on the 20. There's the snap to Pate. He'll drop back, looking to throw. He's got company, and he's going to be brought down. That's a sack. Great pursuit by the defense.
Guess
and with
who?
that, Joel Lowenberg, the sophomore. Wow. I tell you what, you knew last year the way he played as a freshman, this guy's going to be special. It's going to be fun watching him for the next 3 years. We're going to be seeing him.
No doubt about it.
So that's going to be a 3-and-out here for the Sonoraville Phoenix. A quick possession there, and now the Darlington Tigers are going to get the ball back, and you can really feel the energy dying down here for this Sonoraville crowd in the Phoenix. Punt coming up from Brant Bryant. Back to return is going to be Talon Shirey. If he gets the opportunity, he's standing at the 44-yard line, right around the Sonoraville logo. And that's going to be end over end, drops right into Talon Shirey, and he will. Did he signal a fair catch?
He did. So great field position for the Tigers. They'll start at the Sonoraville 48-yard line. Oh, sorry, 43. Yeah, 43.
So even better field position
even
here
better
for the Tigers.
That's right.
Yep.
I was trying to take away 5 yards.
So we got 10:28 left in this game, and we've seen Sonoraville battle back many times, but it just feels very different in terms of the energy right now. I'm not saying they've given up, but how many opportunities do you get over the course of 4 quarters to find yourself climbing back into a game? It's not over yet, but the tone of everything just feels very different right now.
No doubt about it, and Jack Good is coming back out to take the snaps. He played defense on that last possession, first time we've seen him in on that side of the ball.
So here's the snap to Good. He's going to hand the ball off. They're going to run it up the middle. With it is Hendricks Jones, and he finds a little bit of territory there and gets about 5 or 6 yards.
And then look for Darlington to just ground this thing out and milk the clock. Take this thing to the house and move on to next week and Christian Heritage.
Man, what a
Matt's
great!
excited.
Oh man, that's a matchup you look forward to, because we look forward to the renewed rivalries you get with Darlington playing local teams. But as you pointed out earlier, keeping that one on the schedule with the rivalry that's been built in recent years with those two teams, you're glad to still have that one on the list.
Matt loves their PA when we go to
I'm glad we're at Chris Hunter Stadium this year. Wow. There's the snap. They give it Good, and he's going to throw a little swing out to the right side to Hendricks, and that was going to be an incomplete pass.
Yeah, that play looked off kilter from the get-go.
It did. So we're down to the 9:37 mark here of this football game, with Darlington leading at 38-15.
Surprised to see them throw the ball there and stop the clock.
Demarion Floyd back on for this particular package. Checking out, it's going to be Hendricks Jones. So the Tigers will go back to the line of scrimmage with a 3rd and 5 with the ball on the 38-yard line inside Phoenix territory. Good taking the snap. He'll pull it down and hands it off to Demarion Floyd. He gets dropped.
Greeted rudely when he hit the hole there.
When we started the game tonight, we were about 90 degrees, and now as the nights progressed, it's really cooled off nicely. It's about 81 right now. It feels pretty pleasant with that little breeze blowing in the press box.
It helps that we have an air conditioner blowing a little cold air on our backs.
I'm loving that.
I'm sure.
Of course, we're going to be treated to that coming up next week at Chris Hunter Stadium. as well.
Based on all the cramping I've seen out there, I think it's a little hotter outside this press box.
And we're going to be at Chris Hunter for the next 2 games, Ian. Of course, after next week, there'll be a bye week for the 9th. Shotgun formation, pistol set here. We got flag.
Yeah, 4th and 4, and Tigers will line up to go for it. I don't know. There was a hard count. I believe that'll be on the offense, and it will be.
So a false start here from the Darlington Tigers will back them up 5 yards as you get ready for 4th down and what will be 4th and 9 now.
And I believe they'll punt.
Yes, I think you're right. Punt team is going to be on the field. Coming back out is Tommy Bethel. Great to see him back out there this year for the Darlington Tigers. It feels like he's been there forever.
Sure does. Again, just one of those, jack of all trades. He can get it done anywhere.
There's the kick. It's going to be a high boot. Kick. It's going to drop in and take a nice Darlington bounce. Look at that. That's going to be down at the 2-yard line. What a bounce. Wow.
Excellent punt. Some nights the ball just bounces your way. Tonight it has bounced Darlington's way. They forced the issue for sure. But those big moments, those big swing plays, the penalties, it's just those things have hurt Sonoraville throughout the game, and Darlington has taken advantage.
No doubt about it. I mean, if you work hard and you focus on the fundamentals, do your job, all those kind of things, the ball is going to bounce your way a lot of the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially with as much talent as you got on this Darlington football team. We're going to have a lot of fun this season.
I agree.
Sonoraville's backed up at their own goal line at the 2-yard line. Pate's going to try to get him out of jail here, taking the snap in his own end zone. We got a flag that comes in. This may help him a little bit, assuming it's on Darlington. Nope, it's a false start, so that's half the distance. They're going to be at the 1-yard line.
Oh, Matt, I believe the Braves are about to score some runs.
Nice.
I think the bases were juiced. Hit one into the gap.
If there's a weakness on this Atlanta Braves squad, I'm not sure I could figure out what it is.
The way they're playing right now.
So the Phoenix now at the 1-yard line, backed up against their own goal line with first down. There's the snap. They're going to hand it off, and maybe gets a little bit there, but not much. He's going to be at the 2, I think. So the Sonoraville Phoenix still trying to get themselves out of jail in a little breathing room away from that goal line. They got a little ground there, but not a lot. This brings up 2nd down and 10, so they're back to the original line of scrimmage, which was the 2-yard line.
Braves are now at 5-1.
Nice, very nice. My sister's at the game. I'm so excited for her, man. She deserved to have some fun and a great adventure. Been working hard. Shotgun formation, 3 wide set on the far side, 1 on the near. Jackson Pate getting ready to take the snap from in the end zone. He will drop back, looking to throw, puts it in the air, finds a receiver, is able to connect.
Eli Thompson was on him like glue, man. Took him down immediately.
Found Brant Bryant, but he didn't get a lot, as you say, so we got a 3rd down and 7 coming up. We got the Rome Orthopedic Center High School scoreboard show loading up and getting ready to go. You can listen to that on 96.9 FM, 1410 AM. Online at WLAQ1410.com, and it looks like they're trying to load up the Facebook Live because I'm logged into their computer, so we'll see if we can get that going.
Matt sees
I may help
everything.
him here in a minute. Yeah, I'm watching, guys. I'm watching every move. Here's the snap from Jackson Pate, drops back into the end zone. He's got company, puts the ball in the air, and that's going to be an incomplete pass, bringing up 4th down.
And they'll have to punt from the back of the end zone. Ooh. That is always nerve-wracking. I don't care what the score is. Puts a little extra pressure on the snapper, the line, the punter. It's just a nerve-wracking situation.
So 6:49 left to go here in this contest. 4th down and 9, a punt situation. We're going to have Brant Bryant again handling the punting duties here for the Sonoraville Phoenix as they get ready to punt it away here for the Tigers, who are going to have good field position pretty much no matter what here.
Yeah.
Barring something just crazy, but Talon Shirey's back around the 36-yard line to field this punt. It'll come from the back of the end zone, as you pointed out. It is going to drop in. That was a good kick, drops, and actually rolls to about the, 33-yard line?
Yeah.
I thought it was going to go a little bit further than it did, and it took a Darlington bounce.
Well, we were talking to Doug Walker before the game, and he was telling us just how saturated the field's been. They've gotten a lot of rain up here. He said outside the hashes it is still extremely wet, and you can see that, especially on the Darlington uniforms. The guys that have been out there all night, they're a little more gray than white at this point. So when that ball hit, I think it hit a soft spot.
Oh, I believe
and just
it
died.
Did. So the Tigers will come back to the line of scrimmage. And let's see who they're going to line up. Are they going to keep Good in at quarterback? Or are we going to see
looks like they're going to trot him out there. He's over there talking to Coach.
Yep.
Sending in the play.
He's coming back out. So Jack Good stays in at quarterback with Darlington leading at 38-15. 6:39 left to go. He's going to send two wide receivers to the near side, one on the far side, working right to left. Going to hand it off to Demarion Floyd. Big hole for him. It kind of closes up a little quickly than it initially looked like it was going to, but he's still able to get about 5 or 6 yards, but he's down on the turf. Hopefully this is just a cramp.
I believe it is a cramp.
Yeah, cramp. Well, a sigh of relief there when you see him working it as if it's that instead of something else.
Absolutely.
Because that would be an absolute massive loss here at this stage of the season, or any stage of the season for that matter. It is 10:15. You're listening to Darlington football. We got a late one here tonight, and no, we didn't have any weather delays or anything of that nature. Mother Nature's been kind tonight, unlike it was for a lot of the games that took place locally last week. Of course, Darlington had an unusual start time for their game last week as they were playing at 10 o'clock. On a Saturday morning.
A.M. Yeah.
I was watching that.
10 a.m. I watched it when I woke up.
Yeah. I was eating a bowl of oatmeal and watching Darlington football. That's the first time I've ever done that before that I can remember.
Yeah, me too.
So anyway, but we're glad you were with us here for our first broadcast of the season as far as radio coverage and video coverage for Darlington School on WLAQ. And man, just looking forward to the rest of the season. We're going to have a fun ride this year hanging out with the Darlington Tigers again.
No doubt about it. They have to be one of the favorites in this new Region 7 Single A. But there are some challengers waiting for them as well. So it's going to be fun to see how this all shakes out.
Actually, well, anyway.
I think Floyd's night will come to an end as he exits after cramping up there. And we're going to see some fresh uniforms out there.
Yes, sir, we are. And who we got in the backfield? Is that?
That's Timmy Smith.
Oh, yeah, of course. So Good going to take the snap, turns, hands it to Timmy. He dives through the line of scrimmage, is able to pick up a couple of yards there on second down, setting up a third and fairly short here for the Darlington Tigers.
As the clock goes under 6 minutes, Darlington looks to secure the victory.
And we don't even have to wait until the end of the game to let you know who our Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game is going to be. We usually have to deliberate a little bit about that, but anytime you got a young man that scores, 4 touchdowns in a football game, he's pretty much going to get that.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I don't think there's any secret as to who's getting the cupcakes tonight.
It's going to be Demarion Floyd, the winner of our first Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game. Well, I wanted to do that now because when we get done with this game, we're going straight to the scoreboard show. But there's a handoff to Timmy Smith, and he's going to be brought down, maybe lost a yard or two, bringing up a 4th down here for the Darlington Tigers.
I imagine Darlington will run the clock down and go for it here, see if they can pick up the first down, melt this clock away. Yeah, the boys in the studio, the Butler boys have plenty to talk about. Lots of really interesting games tonight. Hope the callers are ready to dial in and tell us what's going on. Calhoun and Gardendale, 31-28 in the 4th.
Ooh.
Back and forth that game has gone. Wow. I want the breakdown on this model Pepperell game, too. Another close one. A heartbreaking loss if you're a Blue Devils fan.
So what time does the Nebraska game that's taking place in Ireland take place tomorrow? Do you remember?
I'm about to find out. I'm about to find out for you, Matt.
I've never been across the pond before. I'd like to go over there and take in one of those games. That'd be pretty neat. But I want to go.
12:30 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd want to go when Notre Dame was participating, though.
It's on Fox. And if you want to watch a little Duquesne and Florida State, that's on at 5.
I'm looking at them set up the video on our WLAQ Facebook page for the Rome Orthopedic Center High School Football Scoreboard Show, and it's a little grainy when I'm looking at it. And I saw the person setting up the video sitting in the captain's chair in the studio, and he's wearing a Georgia Bulldog shirt. And Lynn is a Georgia Tech fan, but then I noticed, it's Austin. I was about to say, Lynn, what in the heck
how'd you let that happen, Lynn? How did you let that happen?
Yeah. So, well, we've got 4:22 left to go in this ball game. It's 38-15. Darlington leads Sonoraville here late in this football game as we wait during the timeout. We probably should have taken one there, but I got a little distracted watching the activity in the studio, so I forgot. I apologize for that, but the Tigers will come back to the line of scrimmage.
And they're going to see if they can pick this up and put this game to bed.
Noah Duggan right behind Jack Good, and they're going to dive forward on the quarterback sneak, and he's able to get forward and grab that yard, so they're going to convert on 4th down.
For Parker and Lundy, 1st down.
Indeed. So the chains are moving, and more importantly at this point, the clock will continue to move here in just a couple of moments when we get everybody lined up and ready to go. Because at this point, I think everybody is just about ready for this one to be in the books. I think it's all over but the score.
That's right. And I don't imagine that Tommy Atha is going to try to score here, not dial up anything. I think they're going to keep it pretty conservative.
So Jack Good remains in at quarterback, and he gets ready to go here.
Delay.
Shotgun formation. They take the snap. Timmy Smith takes the ball and goes about maybe a yard or two on the carry. Clock moving here late in the 4th quarter.
I think the officials were a little kind with that one. That definitely went to 0 before it was snapped. They did not get the flags out.
Maybe they're ready for a little trip over to Buc-ee's.
I think they want a brisket sandwich, maybe some beaver nuggets. I don't know. Pralines, fudge. I mean, so many choices, man.
I know. We need to get them as a sponsor on these games.
Fresh jerky.
Everybody's still out there. Good takes.
All right. I gave a little assist back in the studio there. And they're going to run it in for a touchdown. And is he in?
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Yes. That was Bowden Owens for a touchdown for the Darlington Tigers here late in this football game.
Yeah, Jack Good rolling out to his left, throws his 3rd touchdown pass of the game.
So Good to Owens.
I think it was a 22-yarder.
22-yard pass, and I apologize that I missed that call because I was looking at something else and didn't see it coming. 22 yards. Now the score moves to 44-15, and we've got 3:02 left to go in the football game. So lining up is going to be Ryland Scott to try to punch it through here and remain perfect in this football game. He's made a field goal, and he's also made all of his extra points. Let's see if he can get this one through. I'm feeling pretty good about it myself based on what's been going on in this game. And what do we have here?
Moving them back.
Penalty.
Yep. Well, we've almost taken a third of the scoreboard show away as this broadcast.
I'm trying to help them get this stream key thing set up here.
Scott's kick is up.
Yep, and it is good.
Splits the pipes.
So it's 45-15 is your score with 3:02 left to go. And after that score, we're going to take a quick break. Let's step out for 30 seconds on WLAQ. Actually, we're going to keep it right here. We're glad you're with us. Sorry things are getting a little crazy here at the end. We're trying to do more than one thing at the same time, and it gets a little bit tricky in that situation. We're going to keep it right here, folks. And 3:02 remaining here in this football game, 45-15. Late night football here for you on WLAQ.
And it has been a dominant effort from the Darlington Tigers from the start. A 21-point first quarter. They had 35 by halftime. They've tacked on 10 in the second half. And an absolute fireworks show in the first quarter with 3 plays of 50-plus yards going for touchdowns. Matter of fact, Darlington didn't take their first snap in Sonoraville territory until I think there was 4 minutes and change on the clock in the second quarter. And they were up 21-0.
Anyway, 3:02 left to go here in the ball game. I'm trying to help them back at the studio to get a video stream going, and I think it should be working, but it's not. Anyway, I apologize for that. There's a kick that's going to go back into the end zone, another touchback. And so the Sonoraville Phoenix will bring this one out to the 20-yard line. With 3:02 left to go in this football game, it's 10-25.
So I guess it's okay at this point to look forward to next week. Darlington moves to 2-0. Both games on the road, playing in Orlando last week and here on the road at Sonoraville this week. They will play their home opener against a bitter rival in Christian Heritage, a team they know very well, always talented, and they're going to come into Chris Hunter Stadium wanting to win. But these Tigers are going to be ready, I have a feeling, Matt.
I think you're right. And Sonoraville lines up. They're going to hand it off, go off to the left side of the formation, grab about 2 or 3 yards there on that play. And that's going to set up a second down and about 7 here for the Phoenix as they trail at home by 30 points, 45-15. So second down and 7 coming up here for the Phoenix here late in the waning few minutes of this football game that we have for you here tonight on the radio and on the internet. Super glad to be with you as always. And we're going to be back with you next week from the friendly confines of Chris Hunter Stadium, which we're certainly excited about. Always fun to see the Darlington Tigers get the opportunity to play on their home field. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We look forward to that and bringing it to you. But here is a long pass. It's going to be incomplete. A flag comes in. We're going to get an interference call.
We are. Darlington's got some fresh players out there, and they're gonna flag Aiden Davis there. Getting a little handsy. I thought it was pretty clean defense, but
yeah,
that's just my opinion, Matt. That'll move the ball up for Sonoraville. It'll be a first down as we have 2:06 left to play. Sonoraville does have 2 timeouts left.
So the ball is going to be currently at the 9-yard line. Yep. And shotgun formation. Man goes in motion. Here comes the snap. Quarterback's going to pull it down. Pate hands it off. He's going to pick up maybe 2 yards there on that first down play, setting up a 2nd and 8.
Righteous mullets, Matt. They're everywhere.
Oh, man. You know, and when that came back a few years ago, I thought, this is weird this is coming back, but it won't last long. And it's stuck around for a lot longer than I thought it would, personally,
it really has.
To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Very, very strange. So we get ready for a 2nd down and 6 here for the Phoenix. Pate still in at quarterback. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 on the far side. Phoenix working left to right on your radio dial. There's the snap. He's going to roll to the near side, puts it in the air, and it is going to be caught. That was a great grab by that wide receiver. Had 2 defenders on him. And Ridge Red goes up and grabs it, pulls it from in between 2 defenders for the catch and a first down. So Sonoraville still searching for some positives in this football game late in the game. 1:15 left to go, but they would love to put another score on the board and make this look a little bit more respectable here at home in front of the home crowd. There's the snap. Pate turns, fires. He's going to connect with Red again. This time he picks up about 5 or 6 yards on the play.
Gets out of bounds, stopping the clock with 1 minute and 1 second left in the ball game.
So we got a 2nd down and 5 coming up here for Sonoraville as Pate looks off to the sidelines, getting the play call as we are at the 1 minute and 1 second mark here of the football game. So we're going to have a couple of wide receivers to the near side, one on the far side. We get ready for Jackson Pate to take another snap. Ball's in his hands, turns, is going to hand it off. He'll run off to the left side of the formation, picks up another 1st down, and the Phoenix on the move here late in this game. White Key on the carry there for the Phoenix, and that'll move the chains as the Phoenix move it a little bit deeper into Darlington territory.
And this is a coachable opportunity here for Coach Pate. You gotta use these opportunities. 44 seconds left and counting. But if they can get on the board again, they certainly will.
So back to the line of scrimmage they go. Shotgun going to send 2 wide to the far side, 1 on the near side. Here is the snap, turning and getting ready to throw as Pate puts it up in the air. Nice ball towards the end zone. That is a touchdown pass to Caden Stover up the middle of the field towards the goal post. And a great pass play. Man, my goodness. What a throw.
Yeah, absolutely. Right on the money. Stover reels it in. And Sonoraville reaches Pater for the first time in the second half. And with 21 seconds to go, the score is now 45-21. PAT pending.
And it looks like they will go for 2 here, folks, as they will line up with Jackson Pate into the formation. Nope, they're going to kick the PAT, actually. So we get ready for Pate in the hold. And the kick forthcoming from Cole DesRosier. And the kick is up and good. So the score is going to move to 45-22 with 21 seconds left to go.
And Sonoraville will kick this off. Likely trying on sides. Why the heck not?
45-22 your score.
Is that a Notre Dame fan humming along to the Hail to the Victors? That don't match up, Matt.
I tell you what, man, I just love the fight songs. I really do.
I know them all too. As much as I despise Notre Dame, they've got a great fight song.
They really, truly do.
Yeah.
So we're glad to be with you tonight here on WLAQ and also the Darlington School YouTube stream for football night. 45-22 is your score. Darlington up. 21 ticks left in this long game that we've had for you tonight. It's 10:32, and we'll get you to the scoreboard show coming up in just a little bit with Lynn Butler and Austin Butler, father-son team, taking on that show. Had a great first ride last week. A lot of phone calls, a lot of activity. So make sure you call those guys up at 706-232-7767. That's the phone number to the studio. Line up the phone lines and get the conversation going and talk some high school football tonight with us. Here comes the kickoff here from Cole DesRosier. 1 man back here for the Tigers to receive the kick. That's going to be at the 10-yard line. And Eli Thompson, and he will field it and take a knee at the 16-yard line. And we're pretty much done here, folks.
I believe the victory formation is on the way, Matt. And again, our Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game, Demarion Floyd. 4 touchdowns on the night, 3 rushing, 1 receiving.
Don't have his yardage, don't have the stats for you tonight. I'll be interested to
have 200 all-purpose yards, right?
I would think so, yes, but certainly that's nothing official on our part. Is anything ever official on our part? I don't know.
Matt, maybe we'll get to that official status one day.
So 17 ticks left on the clock as we get ready for the Tigers to come back to the line of scrimmage and take a knee, and that should end the football game. And they will line up in the formation you'd love to be in at the end of the game. There's the snap and the knee. And that's going to be your football game, Ian. Darlington Tigers win it tonight, 45-22. They move their regular season record to 2-0 on the season. Sonoraville Phoenix will fall to 1-1 on this young season. The Darlington Tigers will get back into action at Chris Hunter Stadium, hosting Christian Heritage, the Lions, next week. We're looking forward to that. 7 o'clock pregame, 7:30 Toe will meet Leather. And Ian, as always, man, it's a pleasure to work with you. Not going to really have a post-game show tonight because we need to get back for the Rome Orthopedic Center High School football scoreboard show, but it's been a real pleasure.
Absolutely. Glad to be in here. Let's let those Butler boys do their thing.
No doubt about it. Well, thank you very much for listening and watching tonight. We appreciate you tuning in to Darlington Football here on WLAQ and also on the Darlington School YouTube stream, and hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We'll be back with you next week by the lakeside. Darlington hosting Christian Heritage at Chris Hunter Stadium. We'll have, again, pregame 7:30 Toe meets Leather. We'll get ready for the Darlington Tigers, 2-0 Darlington Tigers, to take on Christian Heritage. We'll send it back to the studio for the Rome Orthopedic Center High School football scoreboard show. For Lynn Butler and Austin Butler back at the studio, and for Ian Griffin, I'm Matt Davis saying so long, everybody. Hope you have a great night, and go Tigers. Good night.
Darlington Football would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of this year's live stream: Business Water Solutions, Coosa Steel, Hardy Realty, Riverside Auto Group, and Atrium Health Floyd. Thank you for your support. This broadcast is a production of Northwest Georgia Media. Thank you for watching.